Hey, hello everyone. I don't know how loud the music is currently. Ah! Hi! Welcome in everyone. Oh, frame rate. I will have to figure out what is the deal with like my frame rate dropping whenever I switch scenes. Because that's definitely a thing. Anyway, it has been a hot second since I streamed last, and depending on how certain things go in the next week or so, it might also be my last stream before the move. I certainly hope not, because we're getting the key next week, and there's a lot to be done before I can move any of this to that house, right? And it's not like we need to do major renovations. It's just like a lot of walls need to be painted before we can move stuff in there. I don't know how loud the music is. I think this is fine. I also need to realize I lowered the gain on my microphone. I do like the sound better with lower gain, even though it's not necessarily less loud. It sounds a bit more natural. So, yeah. So I am moving really soon. I'm not gonna say the exact date for getting the key, but it's gonna be next week. And with we, I mean my mom and I. My mom and I are moving, and my little brother will also have a bedroom. But also, he will stay in this house with my dad. Dog is going with us. Cat staying here, which is unfortunate. Because I love my cat. And I've never been without a cat. I've always had cats. Like, even when, like, one passed away, we always had another and then got more cats. So that's gonna be an adjustment. But I'm sure I'll be fine. Because I'll have a really nice room where my dog can also just exist in. Because this room, my office, it's small. Currently, it's even smaller because there's boxes everywhere. Which I will need to, like, finalize how full they are. So I can move them downstairs so they're not in my way, right? This is a lot of boxes. And I'm gonna leave my office until the very end. So I can continue working here and, like, stream until my room is actually ready. So, like, my room will have the most that will need to be done. So I will need to paint it, but it's an attic room, so it's the wall is the ceiling, basically. And the walls are quite high, so that's also gonna be a thing. I still haven't picked a paint color. So that's great. Yeah, that's... Thank you, Seribot, for banning that guy on site. Awesome. And also, some contractors gonna come in and build some windows in one of the walls. So, currently, the window, I'm not even kidding. I think the window is like... this big. Literally, like, this size. Maybe like a smidge bigger. Like, maybe it's as wide as this is tall. But... yeah, no, that's gonna be interesting. And I also need a new floor in there. Because currently there's carpet with some questionable stains. So I'm gonna need to deal with that as well. So before I can, like, fully move in, that's gonna be a hot second. But I already, like, was talking to my mom. If my little brother's room is done painting, I can already start moving boxes there. So my stuff is already in the house. And maybe, like, not my my full wardrobe or my bed, etc. yet. At least my other stuff. And maybe I can sleep there, but I also don't see the point in building up my bed to only have to disassemble it again to get it to the attic. Well, I can also just stay here, because even though this is, like, a really interesting construction that a lot of people might have questions about, which I'm not gonna answer unless relevant, my dad is staying in this house. This is the house I grew up in, and my mom and I are moving out. And yeah, that's... But that means that because we're not selling this house, there's no deadline. I have to be out, so I can stay here for as long as I need to. Within reason, obviously, because obviously my dad wants to use these rooms as well for other things, right? So, which is completely fair. But I need to be able to do my job. I can't do everything on my laptop, but I'm gonna get a portable streaming setup. Which is probably gonna be scuffed, but I have a laptop that I specifically bought to be able to handle things, right? And wow, my brain just spaced out for a second there. I got a laptop so I can edit on the fly, but also stream if need to be. The only downside of the laptop is the battery life is not great. If I'm sitting outside to like write a newsletter for like an hour, then I need to charge it or like put it on the charger. And that's probably because it's quite beefy. And to be fair, if I wanted a better battery life, I would have needed to get a lot more expensive laptop. And this just works fine as long as there's an outlet with me, right? Yeah, because I have a USB microphone that I won in a Ludwig giveaway, but I already had this one by the time I got the giveaway, right? But it's still in the box, so I can use it as like a on-the-fly setup, because I could just plug it into my laptop without any need of an interface. And it's the same brand, by the way. It's like the little cousin of this one. It's the SV7? SV7? Sure, SMV? You can use it both as USB and XLR. This is XLR. It has like fancy audio wiring. So I'll probably be able to stream from the new house, also doing streams here until everything is done. Because there will be days that I will need to be there while my mom is like at work. She can only like take off like a week or something. So I need to be able to sit at the house and wait for like packages for like furniture and stuff. So I might as well like be productive then, right? Like I would need an outlet, a table, and a chair. And then I could do a just chatting stream. That's gonna be fun. But I'm really excited. It's gonna be... yeah, it's gonna be a lot. Stuff I've been doing not moving related. I've been side questing on TikTok. So on my last stream, where I reacted to like Epic the Musical alternate animatics that I didn't watch on my first watch through, but everyone was like recommending, and then I filled in the gaps with like some smaller channels and like newer animatics that people might have not seen, right? I talked about the Danny War, and a clip from that, I decided to like, hey, let's be a proper content creator. Let's put that clip on TikTok. I got 35,000 views. I think 36 at this point, which is insane. And so for the context of the clip, you're gonna be like, Ezzy, and I know, okay. It was the clip where I was like talking about Danny Mara's part in the Danny War. And the Danny War spawned by the creator of Epic the Musical making a video being like, Danny, I love your content, Danny, I love what you're doing, Danny. Not specifying which Danny, considering there's like, well, at least 3 major content creators that make Epic the Musical content, right? And that are all called Danny. So it became like the funniest internet beef ever. I'm Team North. Because honestly, that's the most logical choice, because he was like actually actively gaining traction, making Epic the Musical content at the moment the video was posted. So I got kind of wrapped up in that accidentally on TikTok, but I realized, hey, people like what I'm doing. I'm getting a lot of new followers, a lot of new views. Let's post more videos. So I've been posting, I think, pretty much daily on TikTok about Epic the Musical. And it has been so fun. Like, just connecting with the community, hanging out in Danny North's Patreon chat, and I have not felt this energized and inspired in a long time. And I've talked about how Epic the Musical like revived some creative well in me. It was like, I was kind of struggling, and I've talked about it, but not in depth, because I don't want to be a Debbie Downer all the time, because I go through these cycles all the time, right? And like, I think my content is shit, I should quit content, I'm not happy doing it. And then I bounce back, realizing, no, I'm just going at it wrong. Because I do love this, but I'm just stuck in a rut that often I put myself in. So, yeah. But yeah, I have been feeling absolutely incredible over the last week or so. And yeah, it's really silly, actually. Also, I posted like, I've talked about a meme on the previous stream, right? Or like, if you know the book meme where like have a really thick book and then a small book, and I think the most famous one of that is like Lord of the Rings. Lord of the Rings if Merry and Pippin had a gun. And I actually made that meme, and I ended up posting it on TikTok, because you can post pictures now. I felt like such a boomer with technology, trying to figure out how TikTok works, right? And I am not on there too much. I usually like doom scroll and then like not think about it, but actually like using it as a content creation platform, that was a whole thing. So I'm here for this. I love Pippin. I love Pippin too. I love Pippin so much that I named a guinea pig after him. Piggy has passed for a while now, but no, absolutely. So because I was trying to post daily, but I was sick that day, so I couldn't film anything or edit anything. I think I had something filmed, I just couldn't edit it. So I was like, okay, let me just post the meme with a caption. And like, the meme was just because I was like the only thing on my camera roll that was like sort of relevant. Oh, and like the specific meme, by the way, is Epic the Musical. Epic the Musical if they didn't listen to Polites, who, by the way, died in the second saga. And I completely think that his own actions are the lead up to that. Like, not necessarily that he was directly responsible for his own death, but Polites, for people that watched either of my streams, is like, this life is amazing when you greet it with open arms. Like, he is like, open arms, why should we take if we can give? Kindness is brave kind of thing. Probably a trauma response after the war, but hey, whatever. But I'm fully of the belief that Polites is the reason everyone kind of started lowering their guards and started trusting things they shouldn't have. Which is why they didn't question why there's a cave full of sheep and food, and the other creatures on the island are not eating it, right? Like, what's happening here? Why are there sheep in a cave? Hope you feel better. Also, hi, good morning, lunchtime time zone. Thank you, Babu. Yeah, I posted that, and it was like kind of meant as bait. Like, that's how I like addressed that whole thing on stream, right? Like, oh my god, this is a hot take. And I just put it there with the caption because the caption was relevant, and I just wanted to post something. And that meme was the only thing on my camera roll relevant. So tell me why it has over 100,000 views. My fuck ass meme got me 100,000 views. It's my second most watched TikTok post. Hi Kamito, welcome in. Feels insane to me. Also, I managed, like, because I involved myself in a different fandom, I got myself a new reputation. So, because of that clip where I was like simping for Danimara's size going kind of like big, people were like, are you Homer reincarnated? And I didn't understand what they meant until someone elaborated that Homer, the writer of the Odyssey and the Iliad, was so hacking thirsty for Odysseus' thighs. And I was like, this might possibly be the funniest thing people ever accused me of being. Why you stoned down bad? I should add that clip and like some kind of meme edit, right? And post that too. It's so stupid. Yeah, extra context. Danimara was in an Odysseus outfit. So that didn't help either. So I decided to just double down on it. I first was completely embarrassed because I thought like 200 people were gonna see that. Like maybe 500, right? Like usually happens to my TikToks. Like my TikToks don't do awful, but good is something else as well. So when it started like ramping up a lot of traffic and I started getting a lot of followers, I was like, oh god, oh god. To the point that all the Dannys found that post, including Danimara himself. Let me pull up what he actually commented because I was horrified. We can actually watch the clip, so everyone has to. Why is Jorge on my timeline? He always scares me. What timeline are we living in anymore? Yeah, I don't know either. So yeah, no, this is oh, and I uploaded a singing video. I also uploaded to YouTube. In my defense, it's on there. Not my fault. Only 20 people watched it. Oh, and I got added to an Epic the Musical reaction compilation by someone, which is also really flattering. Yeah, this is the meme, by the way. Absolute musical. I don't know why I added that. Yeah, this is the meme. And like I am also convinced that it went this big because everyone commented on it with their own version of it, or like trying to disagree with me. I need to get into this. Epic the Musical fandom is like the most wholesome place ever to be. Someone said it, like Epic the Musical is the only fandom where a freaking merch drop can get overshadowed by how do you call it? A fandom war? But like a fandom war that's actually like pretty wholesome and fun and nobody's like actually being nasty, which usually happens in a lot of other fandoms, right? But yeah, no, this is like everyone is disagreeing with me. Yeah, this is the original video. Let me turn up the music. Oh, by the way, this is my new look in the game with the music. Look at how cute it is. I'm gonna use it as inspiration for stuff that I want to do with my room. It's like, ah! Yeah, this is an edited together clip from the last stream. Creator of Epic the Musical spawned a whole Danny war.
Danny, I love your videos, Danny. I love what you're doing, Danny.
Freaking jalapeno man.
Explain it to my chat, but it just devolved in me thirsting for Danimara's thighs. I don't know what happened. Enjoy the clip.
He upped the game. He upped the game by a lot. I have to say that him trying to be intimidating with like his thighs all out. The stupid thing is that I'm distracted again. I hate myself. Why am I doing this to myself? I'm not beating any allegations. I'm convinced that he is sitting like this on purpose. To distract people from how much bullshit he's throwing into the world, but he is like committing to the bit, right?
You will be incinerated like an ant.
Oh my god.
punished beneath a magnifying glass, torched.
Why is he... You can see the cogs turning in my head. Trying to stay on topic, trying to diss him, trying to be like, this is not the Danny Jorge talked about. He is just being like cocky about it and everything. And I just can't. I'm just like, yeah, I'm that emoji. Like, why are you out of breath? Like, what's happening here? It's
So,
confusing.
North, Fet, just this once I will permit you to be Odysseus. And in turn...
I'm so distracted. Yeah, no, past Essie, I fucking agree. What the hell is happening to me? This is like the worst. Oh, okay. I'm also confused by his sword. I forgot he had a sword. I forgot he had a sword. I was so confused by what you said. I was like, why are you mentioning a sword? That sounds too explicit. But no, he has a sword. I'm not living any of this down. Okay, however, it's like the first Danny that found me was Danny Fat. Honestly, I didn't know about him before the war, but a lot of people didn't. And this is really great that people are like finding new creators. Like not just the Dannys, but like everyone, right? And then I don't know where's Mara? Here's Mara. I'm gonna be honest, this video had twists and turns I didn't see coming. So like oh, and also, I'm also sitting like that on purpose, but not to distract people, but to keep people from seeing my underwear. But like, a lot of people started started reposting it, right? So eventually it would end up on his timeline, especially because the Dannys all follow each other. So it was only a matter of time. People start tagging him in the comments too. And to be fair, when it starts, it just looks like a Danny War video, right? Just trying to explain it. The title even said Danny Mara's real tactics in the Danny War. There's like nothing sus there. So everyone just got jump scared by me being thirsty. Maybe I am more focused on his thighs than you. Please don't send Danny's after me. I want to be able to handle it. You're so lucky that I forgot to turn on my my chat. I haven't turned on chat in a while because we are always on YouTube. Wait, I can turn on chat. That's... What? What? That doesn't look like the right chat box. Where? What? Okay, well. Hey, if I'm gonna go down, you're gonna go down with me. But yeah, the funny thing is, Danny North was the last one to see it, even though I was on his team. And, like, we've been chatting recently, so that's really fun. It is just hilarious. He's currently working on a video, like, summarizing the Danny War, explaining Greek mythology while at it, and, like, adding all the context specifically so people that are new to the fandom, or, like, coming across this, are getting the full context, right? I've been like knees deep, elbows deep, armpits deep into the Danny War since literally the first day, right? And if you just hop in, you suddenly see 3 content creators beefing with the same name, 0 context, especially a lot of people from Danny Mara's side, because he is like a really big content creator, right? And he hasn't really made epic content in a while, even though he is pretty known for it. So a lot of people are confused. And it's hilarious to me. I can turn on the music again, by the way. And yeah, no, it's it's just hilarious to me, honestly. Yeah, I got comments about me being Homer incarnate, right? So, first of all, I made it like a part 2 to this. Got also like almost 10k views, still going up. But I realized, like, oh, there must be like a quote I can look into, right? On my video on the Danny. Oh, I turned on the music too quickly. So I looked up what Homer was actually like saying, right? And I'll let the clip speak for itself. Where I started thirsting for Danny Mother's thighs in an Odysseus outfit, I got a bunch of comments like this, where people were like, Homer? Is that you? Are you the reincarnated version of Homer? Because apparently, and I didn't know this, I wasn't taught this in high school, okay? Probably for the best. But apparently Homer was really thirsty for Odysseus' thighs. So I had to go look, right? And like see what my potential past life. I'm gonna say there's nothing that can prepare you for what I actually read. And I swear it's a direct quote from the Odyssey. I was like saying, when I first read this just now, I was like, Jesus Christ, the Odyssey is just fan fiction. It's just fan fiction of some. It is, but prepare. We still do that nowadays, like make fan fiction. It was so much worse than I thought. Okay. So this takes place right before Odysseus started battling one of the suitors called Eris. They all shouted approval of the prince as Odysseus belted up, roping his rags around his loins, bearing his big rippling thighs, his boxer broad shoulders, his massive chest and burly arms on full display, as Athena stood beside him, fleshing out the limbs of the great commander. Despite their swagger, the suitors were amazed, gaping at one another, trading forecasts. Eris will soon be ironed out for good. He is in for the beating he backed for all. Look at the hems of the altar, just under his rags. Yeah. It's like people were not like overreacting or anything. I feel like the nickname Homer Incarnate is kind of accurate. So about the book club I'm in. First book, the fucking Odyssey. So I further go and explain in this video that well, besides like the bit, right, claiming to be Homer Incarnate is kind of like too much for me to do. However, there have been many speculations about Homer not being like a single person, but rather a collective of poets that eventually, like, everything that got written into the Odyssey and the Iliad got attributed to a single person because we lack historical clarity. Wow, that was I buffered on that word. We lack historical clarity on who he was, if it was really him, if he was just like someone that happened to be named the author of the Iliad and the Odyssey, or if it was like a collective of poets. So I acknowledge, like, if we go with that logic, it is absolutely not impossible I, in a past life, was a part of said collective, because this is absolutely shit I would write. Yeah, and I am just convinced that a lot of myth retellings, even as old as this, mind you, the Odyssey was written 400 years after the actual Trojan War. So that would be akin to someone nowadays just writing a TV show or something about vampires in the 1600s. Which we actually have, like, stuff like that, right? It's like, it is, and especially if it uses actual historical figures and using, like, local folklore and everything, it's just fan fiction in some regard. But because it's, like, so old, there's no copyright on anything, you can kind of just use it, right? Even if you consider, like, Epic the Musical, we say it's a retelling. But if anything, it's fanfiction. I think a lot of retellings are fanfiction. But, like, that's the beauty of, like, stories. The line between that is, like, really blurry. But no, I absolutely just... I found it so funny. I was genuinely just looking up. I was like, the comments are bullshitting me, right? No, absolutely not. I even think that I'm not as bad as Homer. And like, the funny thing is that that passage I read is not just the narrator, like Homer's narrative voice, acknowledging it. It's also the other characters, which is just hilarious to me. And some people are like, oh, but like the whole thigh thing is just something that they said in the olden days just to show that someone is really muscular or really strong, right? And I'm like, you can't do that without all that. So yeah, no, that was completely a side quest that I had. I'm having a lot of fun. Also watched Hamilton finally, because I was sick over the weekend. And I can see why everyone loves it so much. We moving? Yes, I'm moving. Like, I'm getting the keys of the new house next week. I'm really excited. We've got a lot to do before I can actually move. But this might be the last stream before the moving date, but not before I actually move. But hey, we need to clickbait something to get views, right? What else? Oh. I also have been scheming, just a tad. So I mentioned I'm in Danny North's Patreon, right? And he has like a chat for everyone, including the free members. And I called him out on the fact that yesterday I was editing a video, a cover that Sayu and Amalie did of an epic song. And somewhere in the video, I start talking about the Danny War because it's on my mind, okay? And I needed an image of the Dannies. And it was impossible to find one of Danny North. Mostly because he only started content creation like fairly recently. And his Instagram is just reels. There's no pictures. Like, it's just him reposting his TikToks to Instagram, right? So I needed to find something. And I called him out and I'm like, I've had, like, in my thumbnail work, I've had people that it was so hard to find any decent image, but there was always something, right? There was just nothing. Nothing I could really use because, well, if you have compression on TikTok, a lot of frames are, like, blurry. So it's really hard to, like, take a proper screenshot, but also something that fit what I was going for. And I called him out on it. And he was like, whoopsie. And like 5 minutes later, he goes on and posts like a whole bunch of pictures of himself, like crazy ones actually. And called me out specifically, like Ezzydesu was in need of pictures of me. So here you go. So now I acquired power. Like, I'm not gonna show all of them because they're locked behind paywall, obviously, or at least behind membership. But I think I can show one that specifically, which is really, really funny to me. Please tell me. Please tell me why he decided to include this one. It's all actual pictures of him, right? Like, proper pictures, but like, why the fuck did he include this one? It's like one of those, I just roll out of bad situations. I've put you on speaker, my neighbors may be hearing you, hopefully not. I'm not saying anything that you wouldn't say. Oh yeah, but like, this was his profile picture. But part of like a bit he's running, because one of the major epic content creators on TikTok decided to side with Danny Mata and like betraying everyone, so he became super dramatic and posted like this whole betrayal skit, and he decided to go dark on all socials and remove like profile picture and like have a really like dramatic bio and everything. So he can work on the video, and when he releases that video, he comes back, right? Chat is gone again when we switch to the side. Wow, I don't know how I managed to like fuck this up so badly. Yeah, because he deleted his profile picture. That was the only picture that he had of himself that was like decent. I was like, God damn it. But I knew which video the screenshot was from. So I had to look up that video to get a screenshot for the video. The video's basically done editing, by the way. So his additions came a bit late. But it was really funny. Where is it? What the hell? It's just not there. Well, this is impressive. Like I only like oh, there it is. It's there. Oh yeah, no, I became resourceful because of my thumbnail job, right? Like he is very new to content creation, so I've been giving him some tips here and there. Because it's the first time he's like making a really long form video too. So it's been really fun to like help someone that's new to the scene, right?
Cool story, bro.
These pictures are so silly. I'm gonna make a funny as fuck edit with these. Yeah, no, he has given me too much power. This is his own fault. Anyway, we came here for anime trailers. So I'm gonna do it like last time, where we just go to the My Anime List page, and I'm not logged in because, yeah, of course I am. I'm just gonna go over this. Wiggle sticker. Why is the wiggle sticker not coming in? That's so weird. Did you break it, Breeze? Did I break it? Crazy. So, yeah, we're gonna go over the list here. And just type in everything. If we can't find it, then tough luck. Because I've always had trouble with finding all the trailers. We always get knee-deep in trailers that are not interesting. And then we can just go for popularity. And like, as soon as it gets boring, we can move on. Oh, by the way, there's a furry anime coming out. A furry romance. As you can tell. Oh my god, he's not the only furry character. Okay, this is gonna be interesting. Oh! That's why. That might actually be. Yeah, no, I hit all my browser sources apparently. Why did I do that? Can I run that again? Like, that would be great if I could do that. You used stream stickers? Maybe I can rerun the sticker. Because this is my fault and that shouldn't... Honestly, that has been accurate for me for a lot of times. Okay. Can I do this again? There we go. See, I didn't break it. See, it's there. It's still there. Awesome. Why is it so long? Good question. Oh, maybe I put it... Oh... It's gone here. The hell? Huh. Interesting. So, what I think is because those are custom, and I put in a time limit myself, and I might have put it on the longest. So I don't know exactly, but hey, it's better to... Me. Or aim. It's close enough. I imagine it is not completely accurate as well. Yeah. Let me just pin this in case it dies again. Why do you write like you're running out of time? Why do you write like you're running out of time? Okay. We're just gonna start at the top. Trailer. Oh, Fizz Media posted the trailer. That's crazy. Have I watched season 1 and 2? No. Does that matter? No. I also realized recently that Mob Psycho 100 is from the same creator. And I really love that show. He looks so silly with his egg head. You call this a trailer? This is more like a teaser. It didn't tell us anything. Well, maybe that's on purpose. I give up on aiming stickers. Aww. No. Spare your bits. Sweet and yummy. I haven't watched Spy Family in a hot minute. I need to catch up. I think the anime is overtaking where I was in the manga before I stopped continuing to read. I also have personal beef with Spy Family for choosing Anya as like must protect character for like 3 years in a row. Yeah, I started reading Spy Family like 2-3 years ago. And I think I was close to catching up. Or I was caught up, and then it just didn't continue reading. So I think the anime might be overtaking where I was. And honestly, that would be great. I find Fizz Media confusing, as there's toilet humor comic called Fizz in UK, but there's no relation to each other. Yeah, I wonder what... I think Fizz is from, like, official media. How's the manga? The manga is better than the anime, even though the anime is, like, so pretty. I feel like some comedic timing is just lost with them trying to make it look better. But I feel like if you're just watching the anime, you would not notice. It's just that I read the manga first. So you can like kind of tell, right? Like how in the manga, just like in the anime, the chapters are kind of like their own separate adventures and they're like numbered with parts. And usually they're bundled together to be an episode or like multiple small adventures in one episode. I felt like for some, the cutoff at the end of an episode was a bit weird compared to how the story was told in the manga. But that might also just be being a personal thing. Maybe I should read the manga. Lots of jokes are really time-based. I can see it work better on page and on screen. Yeah. So, again, I really think that if you just watch the anime, it's not gonna bother you. But if you know how it could have been, then yeah. There's like certain things that were like things I really remembered in the manga that like were a funny bit or like punched home or a reveal that was like a big thing or like a manga chapter ended on a like a small cliffhanger that was kind of brushed over in the anime. And maybe there was also constraints because you cannot really do a cliffhanger mid-episode in certain ways, but like to have it like seamlessly flow into the rest of the storyline without having like sort of a break. Certain things just like what funny in the manga weren't in the anime, but then they added things to the anime kind of to make up for it. I had the same with there was another manga that I had the same thing with. And I can't remember which one. However, Dandadan, phenomenal adaptation. Like both the anime and the manga have their like their strong parts. But oh wait, I can just do this. Wait, hold on. They both have their strong parts, but like it doesn't take away from one another. I sometimes forget how YouTube works. Why is it not? Oh, I've been waiting for To Your Eternity Season 3 forever. I remember when this came out and everyone was a little bit skeptical about it. But it's, yeah. It's not everyday. Hello, this is 39 characters from Class B we never heard of. Yeah, no, that they definitely had a problem with that. Oh wow. Modern times? Oh! Okay, so a lot of people probably have not watched this, but To You in Eternity is basically some shapeshifter thing from outer space. I don't fully remember the details. Came to Earth to learn about what makes life tick. And it was basically just like a little orb, and by interacting with the world, it learned how to turn into other things. So first it was a rock with some moss, and then it turned into a wolf. That wolf went to like a hut where a little boy lived. And what it seems to be the main theme is that it's really good at mimicking things that are dying. So like the wolf died, it turned into the wolf. Then the boy died, turned into the boy. And it started being able to have like a catalog of things it can turn into based on what it has interacted with. And basically use it as a superpower. But like the downside of it all, he's immortal. He can age, like you can see here at the very beginning. Like if he just falls asleep for any amount of time, he still ages. If he doesn't like shapeshift back and forth, he just ages like normal. But that's why you see him like be his old self again, including like the clothes, the like the little rope that was attached to him when the boy died. Because he shapeshifted into something else and then shapeshifted back to the form. And then that resets the aging. All these things die as he gets near them. No, it's more like if he is around when something dies or is like badly hurt, he can mirror the energy or something and take on their shape. So like there's some really sad storylines of like creatures and people that he can turn into. That like it's like heartbreaking. Oh, there's an ad starting in a bit. But this is really cool to see that like hundreds of years past. What's that boba tea? Considering this started in like really medieval times, like before even, I think like at that point like thousands of years ago, and suddenly he's in modern times. I haven't fully finished season 2. This is gonna be epic. Okay. Wait! Oh, that's so cool! That he has actual legends written about him. Oh, his name is, by the way, is Fushi, because it's like the shorthand version of the Japanese word for immortal. Because he doesn't have a name, otherwise. I really love media that explores immortality. Boba tea seems outdated. Isn't the youth all about matcha tea now? Well, yeah, but also boba matcha tea. My friend's little sister has it in for me. Oh my god.
好きな子には意地悪してしまうものだ。その仮説がもっともらしい真実として語られているのか知らないが、少なくとも俺にとってそれは完全に嘘だった。うるせえぞ。
期待しちゃいました。先輩からかうとほんと可愛いな。
お前何してくれるんだバカ。あのうざがらみは絶対面白がってるだけだ。
話しかけないで。変態トイレマジ。振りでも仲良くしたりしないから。
I love her hair.
へえ、まるでラブコメの主人公みたいだね。
I can feel that I'm not the target audience for this. It looks fun though. And like rather innocent comparatively with stuff we have seen.
聞いちゃいます？それ。本当に聞いちゃいます？
いや、どうでもいい。
ほんと心の底から無関心なやつ来ました。
うっぜえ。
Cute. Oh god, isekai. Campfire cooking in another world with my absurd skills season 2. I think we have watched the season 1 trailer back when that came out. What in the fever dream? Magic slime, giant wolf.
それじゃあ始めるとするか。なんだ。
Little dragon.
そのピクシードラゴン、お主の10魔になっておるぞ。
はあ？
Cute.
めちゃくちゃうまいな。お前についていけばもっと食えるってことだろ。
Did he just call the dragon Dora-chan? As in, like, if you would pronounce dragon in katakana, it would be something like Doragon. So Dora. It's the same way how in Dandadan, Ken is typically called Okaran, as in occult-kun. Same logic. It's so silly.
ようやくあの肉が食えるのか。
おなし。しばらくお供えを忘れておったろ。
この世界には食いしん
The quality of this is stupid. Hold on. It's so colorful. It's so well shaded.
でも帰り方もわからない異世界でいつもと同じ飯が食えるってのは贅沢だよな。はいはい。異世界も悪くないな。
You can just spend your entire life like cooking things and everyone is happy to eat your stuff.
お楽しみに。
And you don't have to worry about anything because you have like weird isekai powers to spawn all the ingredients. Sign me the fuck up. May I ask for one final thing? Oh god. This is the longer trailer.
私は子供の頃からとにかく人を殴るのが好きでした。
Okay. You're just gonna punch people. Oh my god, a fantasy anime where people actually look mature? And like the kids look like kids?
私のこれまでの苦行を台無しにしてくれましたね。他人の甘い汁を吸うことしか考えていない畜生にも劣る豚野郎ども。
Girly Pop is just punching people. I'm here for it.
野郎たちを思う存分ボコボコにできるのは最高の気分です。
I like her.
さあ皆様踊りましょう。
Look at, like, they actually look mature, all of them. That's new. The lady beating Scarlet. SCB like, Roman? Nah, I want to see females punch a fight and punch some more. Absolutely. You'll not deny me my meat is crazy. Oh my god. No, I like that. I like that a lot. Oh, the second season of Ranma one half. It's a remake from an old anime. 8 days ago. Let's go.
茜、俺はロミオになりきる。だからお前もジュリエットになりきるんだ。
In the off chance people do not know this, because I know the people that are chatting probably too, because you're old enough to actually know the original. But last time people were confused. This guy, I'm pointing at the guy with the little, well, the guy in the picture. Okay, he got cursed. And every time he touches water, he becomes a girl. And if he touches warm water, he becomes a man again? Or is it the other way around? Something like that? They use the same gimmick in Dandadan as like a reference. And like in the Dandadan episode where they first like have that gimmick revealed, Gigi even sings the original Ranma opening. Called Female Hot Male, yeah. So that has like a whole bunch of hijinks because he basically lives a double life because people think that male him and female him are different people. But he's also like falling in love with someone and it's like a whole thing. And it's really cute and it's goofy and it's funny. Like it's a bit more of an old school kind of romance while being updated to be more modern in a way. I like the plot in and of itself. Further than that is not really relevant.
ロミオとジュリエットの関係は
親子。
基本設定から覚えてこーい。早く結婚もしかもやらしい。シャンプー？
I love that they updated the animation style while still honoring the original art style a lot. Like you can tell it's based on an old manga. Even if it was like sometimes we have modern adaptations of a 30-year-old manga, right? Even if it didn't have a anime adaptation beforehand, but you can still tell it's old, right? Same with this. Like,
お互いすっきり決着つけようやないか。何の戦いか。負けるもんか。茜さん。てめえ、許さ。その勝負受けてやる。
I feel my life leaving me. Can we stop calling me old? I mean, in fairness, I'm also starting to realize the stuff I watched as a kid is also like 20 years old, so we're entering a similar era, even though you are still a little bit my senior, but like... It's funny. Also, do not understand. Okay, so this is normal range, like October 4th. But Netflix sometimes has their weird idea to have their original anime air so much later in the season. Yeah, no, I started watching Supernatural, and obviously that came out in 2004, right? And it's crazy that I haven't watched it before. Like, that just... it's exactly up my alley, right? So, the whole show is very clearly dated, and then they start talking about something like, yeah, I remember that. Which doesn't feel quite real. And, like, the way I see fandoms talk about it, like, and I'm talking about, like, the younger fandoms online. So, like, mid to late teens that love Supernatural and, like, BBC Sherlock and everything. They obviously, like, weren't actually around when the show came out first. So they're talking about stuff that I remember just being absolutely normal. And they're talking about how they love that everything is so old-fashioned or like has a timely quirk to it. And I'm like, you know, like, that's my childhood, man. What the fuck? I mean, you could argue old is 1959's Twilight Zone, not 1985's. 2002 and 2019. Oh, yeah, like, people are talking about stuff that came out in 2018. Like, that's ages ago. And I'm like, what? But did they reboot that show so many times? Well, if it works, then it works. Supernatural's so funny when you see them with flip phones. Yeah, but also the fact that they can just give fake names everywhere and kind of get away with it. Like, what's up with that? Like, that's not possible in this day and age. Like, Sam and Dean just showing up all over the country, being present for whatever bullshit is happening, and it not going absolutely viral. Like, what do you mean these two brothers are present with with so many deaths and supernatural bullshit? That would have gone viral with, like, the first couple times, if that happened nowadays. So, yeah, it's just... And also the fact that their father is just off the grid, can't be found. Rod Serling died in 1975, the magic died with him. There's so many cases like that. Yeah, no, that's... But, like, all that aside, I absolutely love Supernatural. I can definitely see, because I've watched shows in a similar genre, like, The Vampire Diaries is one of my favorite, right? It's like those urban supernatural fantasy kind of shows. And I can definitely see how Supernatural is like the show that paved the way for other shows like it to exist. But also like Twilight and stuff. In which season? I'm halfway season 1? I only started like a few days ago. But I also wanted something I could continue watching, especially with the move. Then it's just really easy to have like a show to fall back on with like a lot of seasons. Like a couple years ago when we had to redo all the floors and it was just chaos all the time. My emotional support show of the early mid-2000s was Doctor Who. And last year, I don't know what was last year, I watched House, all of House. And this year, it's Supernatural. I only know Twilight Zone from the Futurama parody. So as the Super Hulock. Oh yeah, and a few years prior, I think, no, not few. Jesus, 2017. I keep forgetting that 2017 is 8 years ago. I do not like that fact, but that's when I watched Sherlock BBC. I think the 4th season was just out or something. It's sometimes really hard to like envision that people talking about 2018 is the same how we talked about 2013 when the pandemic just hit, right? I remember when Doctor Who retconned dialects being able to go upstairs. Yeah, no, that's great. The grieving ghost wants to retire. Oh god.
Master. Oh, it's been.
What the
5 years
fuck
since
is that? Why is it AI? I should have known with like only 110 views.
やっとアニメが終わったね。これでゆっくりできる。
待ってください。ルークお兄様、アンセムお兄様、ルシアお姉様が帰ってきてません。
うんうん、そうだね。
でもさすがはマスター。こうなることを見越して準備して。
Some things that they just shown were concerning.
テレビアニメ嘆きの亡霊は引退したい続編やります？まだやるの？
アニメ続編お楽しみに。
It's crazy how an anime without an actual proper official trailer. Oh, it does. Why is the original Crunchyroll one not up top? Because these were posted more recently? That's crazy. Okay, this looks better. This is better.
Ow. ゲロ吐きそう。僕はハンターになってこの方。
I love.
負けたことはない。
Okay, so we have this problem, right, with isekai protagonists that just all look the same. The fact that they accessorized him with like earrings, necklaces, rings and stuff. I applaud that.
負けたことはない。まあ、まともに戦ったことがないだけなんだけど。
何してるんですかマスター。いつからいたんですか。私寸止め覚えたんだ。お前死ねよ。
失敗作？
安心してください。クライさんと私だけは襲わないように調整してあるので。
I'm very confused what time period this is supposed to be.
レベル3。
マスターは神。クライちゃん最高。正解ですか。
っていうか、帝都最強なんて誰が言い出したんだよ。
早い、怖い、死ぬ。
これは最強のクランマスターとして名を馳せる彼の栄光と苦悩に満ちた英雄譚である。
嘆きの亡霊は引退したい。2024年10月放送。
I'm so confused.
なんでこんなヤバそうなのだらけなの？
It only looks 80% the same. Exactly. Fun fact, it's not true Doctor Who unless it's filmed in Korean Wills. Dude, you can definitely see a decline in the quality of the storylines of Doctor Who episodes that aren't indeed. Like, as soon as they, like, stop doing that as often, like, the quality of the episodes just goes down. Bro, New Gintama in 2025 is crazy. Is this also an older manga? It's definitely a shoujo one. Okay, my guess? Late 90s, early 2000s. Maybe mid to late 2000s. I like the art style. It makes it stand out. Like, despite me absolutely hating on isekai and fantasy slop, right? I do like it a lot. I'm super predictable in that regard. But it just needs something to make it stand out. That's why I liked Delicious in Dungeon a lot. Because it had its special quirk. But honestly, just this feels like another solo leveling, right? In some regards. But I'm gonna see. What is the manga? Adaptation from a manga. When was the manga released? Huh? Wait. 2018? What? What about the light novel? 2017? Huh? So this is someone that probably read a lot of manga in the 90s, and when they started making their own, they inspired by it? I can't focus, I'm supposed to read a bunch of Pathfinder 2 sorcerer rules about bloodline magic, and here I'm chatting about Dr. Whatever. Red Dwarf was pitched as something that could have been shot in an unused corridor in a BBC building. Crazy! Maybe it just took a while to get published? I doubt that. Because if someone was really struggling for like 10 plus years to get something published, they would have remade it and changed the art style, right? Because I feel like there are like problems with art styles that people would not publish nowadays because they look outdated, right? So I think this person just got lucky. You know, actually that's sick. I might check this out. Okay, new Gintama, chat. Is this like a spin-off? Or like AU? Yeah, it's an alternate universe thing. This is just high school AU. So silly. I still need to watch Gintama. There's so much stuff I need to watch.
ここじゃ俺は担任で、お前は生徒。ただそれだけのことだ。僕たちで何とかしましょうよ。同じ3年 Z 組の仲間じゃないですか。
新八だけじゃないある。
理由なんざねえならねえで作るだけでさ。
They don't do character designs like this anymore. Everyone looks so distinct. Like, you know, you're watching like one of the like early 2000s anime when everyone looks like they come from a different show. Like only really the uniforms and everything is mixing everyone together. I think SANDA does a really good job with that. Because everyone looks distinct. Or at least everyone you're supposed to care about, and everyone else is like kind of bland. Like even some of the side characters, like Momo's friends, that have small roles in comparison, even they look very distinct. Like you can look at them and you could just know it's SANDA despite not having seen the characters before. The monster wants to eat me? Beg your pardon?
地獄のような光景を見た。指一本動かせない。それなのに私の心臓は高鳴って。
Okay, hold on. If I would just see this poster, right? I would think, oh, cute romance anime. Why is it not showing? Open image and tab. Wow, that's okay. Cute romance anime, right? Maybe a bit sad, but like whatever. What do you mean it's like full-blown horror?
君を食べに来ました。私、人ではないので。
Okay, she looks sick.
どうして私の名前？私のことよりひな子、今朝一人で大丈夫だった？爪の一枚すら余さず食らい尽くしたい。人間にだって 食べ頃があると思いませんか？今すぐ君の皮を剥いて。やだ。
Is this horror Yuri?
何これ？ひなこを傷つけるやつは私が許さない。
This feels like a setup like Beauty and the Beast but horror.
本当に君は何も分かってない。なんでそんなに死にたがっているんです？ひなこの大親友の八代美子です。私を食べてくれるって本当なの
？I'm too afraid to ask because it feels like it. It's like all the vibes I'm picking up, right? It's like, oh, I'm a monster and I'm gonna eat you when the time is right, but then they fall in love, right? Interesting. Oh, I close that. I can already tell that we're already kind of in the slop territory, which is unique because usually the fall season is stacked and summer is full of slop, but now it is flipped, it seems. I don't mind it because it means that there's not like 100 shows I have to keep up with. Okay, I love the character designs. And I like that the art style is like less typical. Like at least like the way the faces are made, right? Body proportions. Tales of the Wedding Rings. It's just that sounds like a harem show. Yeah, no, I feel like it's harem. How is this an official Crunchyroll? Oh, it's Crunchyroll Brazil. I was like, that's confusing. Yeah, there's different art styles. I appreciate that. Oh, this looks like... Okay, this looks older as well. Hold on. When... Manga. When was this? This is also new. What? You're correct. People are like... bringing back older looking art styles. Because we don't have... The crazy thing is that part of why certain things look older is because they had a quirky art style. And that's like not really a thing nowadays anymore. Because everything has to be like similar to make it more palatable to the more mainstream audience. So to see a resurgence of more quirky art styles is great. I need your guys' opinion. If you're part of a tribe of northern nomads who worship the guidance of their ancestors and nature, but you happen to be a little kobold sorcerer who just got bestowed a sacred quest by the spirit of a fallen dragon and want to start a church that worship dragons within the tribe, considering you're the only kobold in the tribe with draconic blood, how would you go about it? Well, there's two ways. You can like actually do your research and put all your charisma in convincing people that like this is their religion to follow, or you can gaslight them into thinking that their ancestors were like draconic in a way, but it was so long ago that it kind of like watered out, or like the ancestors were friends with dragons and that the history got erased, and like gaslight them that and like use their love for their ancestors to convince them. The first one is more honest. Second one is funnier. Yeah, you just need to get like actual logic in place of why it is like beneficial for them. And especially, I don't think you should go in the route of like taking away from the beliefs they have, rather adding to it. Because Ancestors is really strong. You cannot really beat Ancestor religion, right? Build on top of that. Maybe I need to watch a few videos of mega churches to take something from the service. That's crazy.
今の時代、子供は睡眠を取らない。
15歳未満の数は約5万人。日本の人口のわずか 0.1% だ。
うちら14だよ。今危険を冒さないとまともな大人になれないよ。
私たちは大人になっていいんだよ。俺は大人になりたい。
Oh, this is gonna be dark, isn't it?
二人に何も起きないように俺が守ってやる。
呪いを解放する条件はほぼ揃った。
メリークリスマスって言ってプレゼント交換しようよ。サンダに。
Okay, I like the art style. This is great.
来るやつが多ければ多いほど燃え上がるからね。
子供のままなんて嫌だ。俺は成長したいんだ。
安心しろ、子供たち。サンタクロースはここにいる。
Oh, it's called SANDA as in Santa Claus. That's crazy. I was like, this is gonna be some deep piece on like chronic sleep deprivation, and that's like the leading cause of death of children, and like they have to get a really like they have to really fight to get older, otherwise they just randomly start dying after like chronic sleep deprivation at like ages 14, 15, right? No, it's Santa Claus. Hey, Dreaming, welcome in. It's like, sounds like an everyday theme to me. Good, but unfocused. Yeah, no, that's fair enough. Isekai Quartet. Yeah, I saw this and I was like, that looks like a video thumbnail, not a trailer thumbnail. Oh, is this? This is the chibi show of some of the Kadokawa fantasy shows, where it's like non-canon and they're all like crossover. People really love this. Like the Nash, welcome in. I love chibis. It's really cute and it's quite silly. As you can see, it's like there's Overlord here, and I don't even know that looks like it could have been a Yu-Gi-Oh character, honestly. Yeah. This is from Konosuba. I don't remember where she is from, but this is from ReZero. He's from ReZero. So it's like the craziest crossover ever. Yeah, Ram from ReZero. Remember watching the first season of this and having to watch all the shows that people were from to get what was going on. Oh yeah, that's kind of like a must. It's kind of like if you're really into Kadokawa fantasy anime and you just need more content, or if you just want your favorite characters to interact, then this is the place. And it's I don't think it's meant to be anything but good fun. Like, considering that this is, like, where we're at. Like, what the fuck? Okay, let me scroll down. There's a lot airing this season. Okay, we'll continue in that list if we have more time, but I want to, like, not spend too much time on all the slop and, like, more on the other stuff. So let's look at some ONAs. OVAs or whatever. ONAs. Wait, what the hell? Where is it? 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 What is it? So the ONAs is like stuff that goes straight to streaming sites. Have you watched Ban yet? No, I have been really busy and I haven't been able to plan anything. So I will probably record Ban offline. And same for the Guinevere show from Glitch. Because my time is gonna be very spotty with like underlying stream schedules, but if I want to get like videos out on that, time is kind of the essence. For it to be still relevant, so probably have to do that. I'm so all over the place. Record of Ragnarok. I know you son love this. Oh yeah, the Twist of Wonderland anime is also coming out soon, right? Oh, by the way, you don't need any other context for this show other than gods and other like big historical people are just fighting in an arena. It's like gods versus humans. So I don't remember who was fighting who, but it, like imagine like Genghis Khan versus Zeus. Seems one-sided? No, because the humans get a buff to make it even. And it's like they do that, and if humans lose, then the gods get to destroy the world in Ragnarok, right? '80s? Hey! 80s looks sick. This is so silly. This is literally just Power Fantasy. Is it weird that I find him hotter with his clothes on? Maybe that's just me thing.
しっかりと見るのです。人類と神の歴史が変わる。その瞬間を。
Oh god. Nikola Tesla? What the fuck has 3D animation suddenly? And Beelzebub. Nikola Tesla versus Beelzebub. King Leonidas? Apollo? So like all the other matchups are like weirder because they're all from completely different eras and cultures, right? But like a king of Sparta versus a Greek god, it's just hilarious to me. Look at look at it. This isn't Fate, right? No, this is Record of Ragnarok. It's like major historical humans versus literal gods fight in a supernatural arena, and like if humans win, then the world doesn't get destroyed. Clothes make it more sexy because you don't see the whole meal. Yeah. I mean, Spartan versus Greek god, we have several games about it. Yeah, but every other matchup in this whole show is like just like Lord Beelzebub versus Nikola Tesla. It sounds like an epic rap battle, right? But like to have people battle each other that is like actually sort of kind of relevant, it's just hilarious to me. Okay. Yeah, there's also a Twisted Wonderland animation coming on. I have, like, the only context I have about Twisted Wonderland is, what if Disney villains were hot anime men? Please don't let it be in the... Yeah, it's in English. And this is based on a gacha game, I believe. Okay, this is so silly and I love it.
世界中から選ばれた魔法師の卵が集まる名門魔法師養成
Oh, interesting. Okay, so I am not even trying to... Okay, wait. Hearts Labile. Wow. Is like one of the factions, it seems. And the name of the show is Twisted Wonderland, the animation episode of the Hearts Labile. So it seems that it's probably gonna be like an anthology kind of thing. With the different factions. And this definitely seems to be a little bit of a parody on the Harry Potter houses. However, the Harry Potter houses are also based on actual school systems in the UK. Which I learned. Yeah, it's a gacha game and the story is anime worthy. Each story is about each house. Sick. They're all hot. Look at it. They're all hot. The character designs go crazy. Disney's putting some real Disney money on this. Sick. Wait! Look, it's my boy, Natsuki and I! He's one of my favorite voice actors. He's everywhere. You know the funny thing with my other favorite voice actor? He's also everywhere. It's this guy. Sahi. Alejandro Saab. It's so funny. But like, it's a blessing when your favorite voice actors are in so many things. I know this guy? Yeah, you do. He's in so many things. Okay, Star Wars Visions Volume 3. I haven't even watched any of Volume 1 or 2. Oops. They dropped that 5 months ago? Yeah, okay, so what I seem to remember about the Star Wars Visions anime is that every episode is done by different studios. So, like, it's an anthology series with all different stories. And every episode is, like, done by different studios, so different animation and different direction, different people working on the storyboards, etc. Which is really cool.
As you travel the path of knowledge, your connection to the Force grows stronger. Entrust yourself to the flow of nature. Let it guide you. Let the Force guide you.
Yes, Master.
Do the Jedi really exist? There's no such thing as the Force, right?
I love that it flip-flops between cartoon and anime.
All we are to them is a nuisance.
In all different eras. Sick. Samurai Jedi? That's cool.
The Jedi. Surrender immediately.
Let's go!
How much Star Wars have they released in the last 10 years? Oh, so much. There's been something new Star Wars pretty much every year. And it doesn't, like, I'm not even just saying secondary seasons of stuff, like new stuff as well. Like, people might not like what Disney does with franchises that used to be mainly films or like kids cartoons, or like Star Wars did both. Like, they had movies for the general public, but they also had kids cartoons. But they're also making like TV shows that are tied to the movies and stuff. But I actually really appreciate it because that means that we get a lot of different things. So Star Wars Skeleton Crew, for example, was one of those shows where they meant it to be a step-in point. If you had never watched Star Wars, somewhere to start, right? Because everything you needed to know was explained in the show. It didn't feature like major lore that you needed to know or references. Like, there was some references for people that have watched everything else, but it was like subtle and fun, right? And wow, my mind's blanking, Jesus. I dislike the fact that my mind just goes blank sometimes halfway through a sentence. Some even described it as like the Goonies in space, or like Star Wars Goonies. And it's just a bunch of kids that get in trouble, and there's like a whole like story that unfolds on their planets and like where they travel through. But it's completely new storylines, and it's so cool. They just said yes to every art style of the last 100 years. That's interesting. Yeah, they just basically gave studios being like, hey, you can have one episode. Have fun. And then obviously there's some kind of control to keep it within the brand and whatever. But they can make their own characters, make their own storylines, use their own art style, direction, voice acting. Like, in this whole trailer, you could hear Japanese voices, but also English. So they can choose what they want. Star Wars is such a huge and old franchise at this point. It's smart to get something out that explains what is going on. Yeah, and to just keep things accessible. It's like, for people that want to watch everything, it's still fun, and there's stuff to keep up with, but there are so many jump-on points now as well. For example, like, with the show Andor, they created something really cool. So, we have Andor as a show. You can basically get on the Star Wars train there. You can watch Andor without any prior information. Let me get to the main thing. You can watch Andor with any prior knowledge of Star Wars or anything. You can just jump in. You follow that story. Andor ends and flows directly into Rogue One. And Rogue One, the final scene, basically seamlessly ties together to the first scene of A New Hope, which is the first Star Wars film. So a lot of people say, oh, New Hope is the best place to start in because it's the very first movie. It's like, when in doubt, just go by release date of things, right? But sometimes it's kind of overwhelming. So you can literally go with something that finished last year or this year into a movie from 10 years ago, into a movie from 40 years ago. And it makes sense. New Hope, it's an old hope now. But yeah, so like you can... But also, if you just do mainline stuff, right? There's also a show called Kenobi that takes place between, I think, the prequels and the main movies. So, like, you can... Okay, so you can do, like, the prequels. Then you can watch Kenobi. Then you can watch Andor, Rogue One, A New Hope, the original trilogy. I think Mandalorian takes place after the original trilogy, before the prequels. I'm not completely sure. Don't quote me on that. Then you watch that, which is from a few years ago. There's a new movie coming out soon. Then you can watch the sequels that are from like 15 years ago. 15 to like 8 years ago. And they're making another mainline trilogy, I believe. Like, it goes in all directions, but then you don't have to do that. You can just watch most things that have come out over the last decade as standalone. You can watch any of the trilogies as standalone. Hi, Limangcha, welcome in. And there's so many paths you can take in like watching order, but there's so many jump on points now. And I think maybe that is what Disney tried to do with Doctor Who. Because they've gone really good at like finding jump on points for Star Wars. They're trying to figure that out for Marvel. They miserably failed, so now they're reconsidering the whole formula, right? With all the TV shows being canon to the movies. So like, I think future TV shows are gonna be completely standalone. Thank you for the follow, Limangcha. Are gonna be completely standalone from the movies. Like, you don't have to watch them to understand the movies. It's just gonna be extra. Yeah, then you have Doctor Who, and like the best jump on point rationally is like just watch season 1 from 2005. But honestly, with Doctor Who, you can jump on the first episode of any Doctor, and like, sure, it's not great because it's not meant to be standalone, but once you get into the flow, you'll more than fine. But then they try to like make the new season a jump on point, which started out fantastically. Then they started recycling a lot of like storylines and characters from the old seasons, so like from the original run, and it just made everything even more confusing. Thank you for the follow, Alternex. So much to watch, so little time. I still need to watch more Doctor Who. I'm confused. I'm focusing on rewatching Supernatural. Good. I'm gonna focus on Supernatural for now as well, because I'm just all over the place. There's so many things that are airing weekly, so there's nothing really to binge. So you, like, if you have a couple hours and you just want to watch something, you watch 30 minutes of this, and then 45 minutes of that, and then 20 minutes of that, and you just jump all over the place, and you do it every single day. You cannot really stick with anything. Oh, a show that absolutely, okay, before we continue with the trailers, a show that I absolutely think more people should watch is 911. It's such a stupid show, but the new season is coming out October 9th. And the trailer of that went absolutely freaking viral. It's like TLDR, 911 is just like a fun first responder show, but the main characters are firefighters. So like, you have firefighters and you have like the medical people on that, and then there's like one cop, right? And there's a lot of people that don't like cop shows. Completely understand. I do think that having just the one cop in there helps with certain storylines, especially as the cop is really good friends with all of the main cast, right? Like, there's more cops in the show, right? And Athena works with them. Her name is Athena, by the way. But it isn't the focus. She's like a tie-in to the law enforcement part of the first responders thing. And they're doing a spin-off where they don't even have a cop. They have like emergency room doctors instead. So they, instead of like the cop aspect, they will have a hospital aspect, which I really like. It's like in The Rookie, which is a cop show, they do have like LAFD subplots, firefighters, because the main character's girlfriend, now wife, is a firefighter. But they also had like a step out to have more of the hospital parts of it. So that was really fun. 911 season 9 trailer. But okay, so it's so stupid because this is a show where it takes place in LA, so they have the craziest things. Like there was a bouncy house that got swept up by the wind and hung from a cliff, right? But in the latest season, they had a whole truck full of beehives crash on a highway, but like it's like a few million bees that just went absolutely crazy. That created the Bee-nado. This show is not taking itself seriously, and it's the best thing ever. And like one of the main characters that is like in the first season, he has a problem, like sex addiction problem, right? Like stealing a fire truck to have sex with a random girl he picked off the street kind of addiction. But he has grown so much over the show that he eventually realized he's bisexual. So he went from like really toxic straight masculinity to embracing that he likes guys. But also like the show has been working on to that he's in love with his best friend. So if you need some really slow burn romance tension, you'll love that. But yeah, let me with that context, let me show you the promo that went absolutely viral. Thread versus the LAFD. Oh yeah, I got some stretch redeems that I did not do. I've got 2. Okay, let me do some stretching now. It's probably a good thing. Oh, my back has been stiff from a lot of things lately, so this is a good reminder. Because I got 2 redeems, I'm doing like extra. Ooh. Sometimes I realize, oh yeah, my scoliosis means that I'm like, my sexuality is not straight, but I'm not straight either. So like I got scoliosis and I think it bends this way. So like this somewhere. And it's like a really bad curve, like 32 degrees or something. And they recommend surgery to like fuse your spine to make it to a rod or something at like 40 degrees. So to give you an indication of how bad it actually is, it's like it's enough for real problems, but not enough to actually do something about it. So when I like move around, okay, I need a little bit of on the tip. I can move pretty far this way. And then the other way, it kind of stops here. Because there's a curve in my spine the wrong way around, so I can twist it further than that. It's really weird. Yeah, no, I've been laughing about this. It's funny. It's really funny. Okay, let's continue with the trailers. Fujimoto Tatsuki. Oh, is this like an anthology series of the Creative Chainsaw Man? Scoliosis people can't see straight. I mean straight. Oh, there's an ad coming up? Oh, wait, we might actually, maybe it's a good idea to just go be right back so everyone can like get a snack, get a pee break and everything. Then we continue after. That's probably the best idea. See you in a bit. Hello. I got myself a power bar. And it's like with raspberry. It's not white chocolate, I believe. But it's oh, it is white chocolate. Ah. So it's just like raspberry, and it's similar to. It's like I've had like a white chocolate raspberry shake at like Starbucks or McDonald's or something, and it tastes very similar. Not nearly as sweet though. And just some regular Coke. You know what's funny? while ago, I talked about how you shouldn't drink your calories, or at least that was my belief, because that's just a waste of things. Because I revamped my whole diet, I realized there were like some serious gaps and stuff. The sound of the can opening on my speaker scared me. So I realized I used to drink mainly water and tea, and I drank a lot. I don't know if you've heard of like this thing called water poisoning, where you can literally die from drinking too much water without getting any type of like salts and like minerals, and like the whole like balance in your blood just fucks up, and you can get really sick and die from that. I think I was unintentionally like doing that really low key, and that's why I felt bad all the time. So now I'm replacing drinking straight water with different things like diet sodas, but also regular sodas, including ones with sugar. Because I also realized I'm having like sugar crashes throughout the day. No, that's the wrong word. I used to have like big sugar crashes because my blood sugar would just like spike and then go down, and I would feel awful all the time, and I couldn't really combat it with any type of food. But now it's like kind of balanced, and also I'm minding what kind of food I eat. I started like just simply not eating enough throughout the day. I started realizing like, oh, that 4 o'clock snack or like a 3 o'clock snack, you kind of need it to get through it. Like, you do not need a full meal in those hours, but you need something. So like having some soda in the afternoon and like a light snack, suddenly I feel fine throughout the afternoon. And to be fair, I should get like better in line and actually like eating breakfast at normal time, because currently I eat breakfast at early lunch hours, meaning that I usually don't get to lunch before dinner arrives. And like in the Netherlands, having dinner at like 5 or 6 p.m. is pretty normal. I know that in the US, people eat as late as like 7 or 8 regularly. Crazy. So I definitely should work on that, right? But adding like small things into my diet actually helps balance it out, and I think it makes me more healthy, even though I am adding sugars and other things to it, because I can actually keep up my energy demands throughout the day. You actually got me looking up. Are they off date again? No, these are regular Cokes. Regular Coke in this household, like, it doesn't even make it to the Best Buy day, not even close. This is still like the day after my birthday next year. Do you still drink water? Yeah, obviously. I always have water with me, always. I think I'll drink like 2 or 3 of these every day, and I think it's like 300 milliliters each. And then obviously I have tea, which is like also like 300 to 400 milliliters each. So in water, I usually have like 1.5 to 2 liters plus everything else, which is a lot. Well, what did it say? Sorry, Limangcha. Anything with weird symbols just gets hit by Automat and the mods, because we have learned not to trust that. Not your fault. You couldn't have known. I'm also working on chat rules, by the way. Because of some stuff that happened on previous streams with like the newer people. Boundaries need to be set, but I'm gonna leave introducing them until later, or when I finalize writing them. But it's mostly related to like spoilers and backseating. No. I am drinking more than enough water. My medication makes it that my mouth is like dry, so I automatically already drink more just to combat that. But it's gotten better. Like usually, I couldn't leave the house even for 10 minutes without having something to drink with me. And now I go for entire walks with my dog, and I still bring the water with me because if I need it, I need it. Sometimes I get home and I haven't taken a sip, even though I left the house for like 30 minutes, which is really nice because it makes it a lot easier to like go out and about. But I still drink plenty of water. I just replace parts of that water with other things, and also just stuff like when we ate really low sodium for a long time because that was like the health thing, right? Salt is bad for you, so you have to eat as little salt as possible. And my dad had like kidney issues and other things with meds that requires low sodium. So we basically ate very low salt for years. Now I started adding more salt to my meals. Like we have these potato herbs with like a whole bunch of salt in it, and I just pour a lot of that on my meals. I'm eating more chips, like natural like chips. I prefer not to do potato chips, but tortilla. It's like calories wise, it's not much. Is it actually feeding you? Not really. But like just to have salts and herbs and stuff in my system to balance all the water and other things I eat through the day kind of helps me too. And bouillon. I don't know if it's similar to like stock, but you just have like a little bit of powder and you put it in a mug and hot water, and then you can just drink that straight. And I drink that too on when I just need to fill the gap, and that really works. Should send you my dip recipe. Oh, yeah, I'm gonna cook more in the new house, and I also gonna look into doing cooking streams because the new kitchen is actually fits to do cooking streams in. So I'm really excited for that. Problem is, I have to learn how to cook on a gas stove. I've never done that before. So that's gonna be interesting. You can watch me burn my house down live on Twitch. But yeah, I am looking forward to do that. Gas, I love gas. Can I move in? Yeah, I have like my ex-boyfriend's place also had a gas stove, but I was like just terrified of doing anything with it because it's like it's straight fire, right? Just don't leave anything on the fire and remember to close the gas. I think it will go more fine than I'm worried about right now, but it's just like I'm worried. Also because my grandma had a fire in the kitchen like 10 years ago or something. Because she didn't realize that she left the stove on, like just a smidge, like you could barely see the flames. And she put like a towel on it or something, just out of habit. So the house was fine, by the way. Like it went surprisingly well, but it was like black everywhere. Stretch, thank you. My friend once forgot a towel on the stove. I don't understand how, and it burned, and I thought there was a whole ass fire in the building and evacuated or something. I mean, if there's a fire somewhere in a building, you have to evacuate. Even if it's small, right? You can burn away bell pepper skin? Oh yeah, I could definitely can. So like we have an induction stove, but we're gonna continue with the trailers in a bit, but I'm just going on tangents right now. We have an induction stove, but we got like a cover on it because my dad has now broken like 2 of them or something, by just dropping something on it. on like the glass plate. So like, okay, we cannot risk more damage. So we got like a cover on it. Really cheap, really simple. And usually if you leave induction on, the plate will automatically know if there's nothing on it and will turn itself off. But if it does detect something, it will stay on. So someone left one of the pits on with the cover over, and usually it would go out, but someone put one of the dog balls, the metal dog balls, on top. So I guess that was enough for it to detect, like, oh, we need to stay on. So the metal dog ball got hot and it melted into the cover. So there's like a circle in it. And I guess it shut off after that because nobody knew even that it happened until we saw that ring in it. And then we later found the dog ball with some plastic molten to it. Induction is a stove for ADHD. Yeah, it really is. Sometimes the fire is your friend, your neighbors can be trusted. What are you even talking about? My mom had a metal skill and put it on the induction stove to mash it for baking a cake. I wondered why it was so stinky in the room. That's crazy. Yeah, let's watch some more trailers. So, I know Fujimoto Tatsuki 17 to 26 is like an anthology of like short stories done by Tatsuki Fujimoto, the creator of Chainsaw Man. So I guess they just made an anime out of that anthology. And it's gonna be on Amazon Prime. Oh yeah, also the movie Look Back is from the same author. Oh, there's a Chainsaw Man short story too? What is happening? If you're wondering, yes, this man is insane. But we knew that. I feel like you can do a whole psychological study on Tatsuki Fujimoto. Wait. I'm sorry, huh? It's like, it isn't Tatsuki Fujimoto 17 to 26 as in like his one shot 17 to 26. No, it's... Where was it? It was his age. Age is 17 to 26. This man needs to be studied. Our pass on this study. I think I'm gonna love it. I've read Chainsaw Man for the majority. I've watched the anime, and I've read Goodbye Eri, which is a one-shot story, which is heartbreaking, by the way. Absolutely heartbreaking, horrifying in the emotional ways. And yeah, no, it's there are certain things about Tatsuki Fujimoto that I don't think they can truly bring to screen, because something that sticks with me from reading Goodbye Eri is that sometimes he has like pages and then the page is like the same panel 4 times with only minimal differences to just signify that a moment is prolonged, that there's a pause in the conversation, that things are like taking time. Because sometimes there's a lot happening and you can tell a lot of story with a few panels, right? But then he just slows down. Or he uses the repeats of panels for like a cinematic effect, which I thought was just not possible to do in like a drawn format. But the way, like, the topics of his stories are a bit worrisome. But he is a genius in storytelling. Like, telling these stories with all these layers. Like, it looked absolutely freaky crazy. Like, that this guy is just an absolute head case, right? But there are so many deeper meanings and, like, raw humanity in it that it becomes uncomfortable because of how real it is rather than how absurd the rest is. And that's what I like. And I think Chainsaw Man is not even his best work, even though it's the most popular. I need to watch the movie Look Back. I still haven't, but I'm gonna watch this. But yeah, if you just need something that's not necessarily comfy, but just really good, Tatsuki Fujimoto. The fated magical princess who made me a princess. Oh god.
Hmm. 不灭，还有永恒。想起来了，那女人给你取的名字。
There's no English subs. We're gonna deal with this.
西一样。
你是爸爸。
Is this gonna be wholesome?
找到你了。操控命运之人。
你是精灵？哥哥，快来，我们去最顶层。他就是我梦中出现的真。
I'm just mesmerized by, even though I don't understand what's going on, there is so much storytelling going on in the animation.
你会引导这个故事走向哪里呢？
My isekai sense is tingling. It's probably gonna be similar to how a lot of mysteries is technically an isekai, but also like its own thing that is more prevalent in Chinese media. So like it's probably like some reincarnation or like transfiguration. It has like a couple more layers than just isekai that we're used to. And I'm so like in love with Chinese animation recently because there's a sense of subtlety in letting some moments like sit. They don't rush to get like a story out, right? The same way Japanese animation would. It's a subtle difference that not many people probably would recognize, and you don't have to. But there's like, if this was a Japanese animation, I probably wouldn't even give it a chance. But I probably will this one. Does that make sense? This. Oh, I was like, oh, this looks like a Korean animation. It is Korean. That's funny. But I really appreciate that my anime list is now also displaying Chinese anime more clearly, because before it was like really Puritan kind of way, and like, okay, an anime needs to be of like a certain type of style. It needs to be made by a Japanese studio, preferably in Japan. And then things started to blur when really popular anime by those standards started getting more overseas staff. And suddenly it didn't work anymore. And then people also started realizing like having such boundaries is just weird. This is not even the same anime, Jesus. That maybe they should change what is allowed and what isn't. So there's a bunch of things that would absolutely not be counted as an anime that are now. Okay, well that I'm gonna give up on that. I'm curious for this. That looks like AI. Well, that's fixed easy. Anime really changed in the last 30 years and I'm here for it. It really changed in the last 10 even. Oh, all these trailers are not in English. Okay, well that's seals the deal for me. Golden Kamui. It's a live action. Right, is this probably some... Okay, I don't know. It's something. There's movies. Zombieland Saga movie. Girls Band Cry. Oh, so like, we did saw Girls Band Cry.
Band 目標バンドプロなり方
なんか二人とも拭えない不幸感というか不満がにじみ出てる。失礼な。そうですよ。でもそういうのがいいかと思って声かけたんだよね。スバルもニナも。
I usually don't fuck with 3D animation, but this has something.
こちらは海老塚ともちゃん。ともちゃんと話して決めたんです。この人たちと一緒に。
But I do have to say though, they're still using rules for 2D animation. They're not really using the 3D animation to their advantage. But I imagine it is like a budget thing. Especially for the singing part, yeah. Looks like a video game. It's entirely possible it's based on the video game.
証明したいんです。スバルちゃんとペパさんとトモちゃんとモモカさんと目指せ武道館。バンド名は決まったのか？トゲなしトゲありです。は？え？
あ。
運転手交代に賛成の人。
Now I'm curious. Now I'm really curious. Huh. Are they just... Because it lists music. Were they a digital girl group before they got like an anime? And this movie is just a summary movie. That's cool. Alright, I'm gonna go now. Have a good rest of your stream. Thank you for stopping by, Dreaming. I really appreciate it. Oh, this is... Oh! This is 3D? But with 2D cell shaded. Like, it's shaded to look 2D. Is this from Studio Orange? Because Trigun Stampede is also 3D animated, but with the 2D looks, but they're actually like using the 3D format to their advantage for fight scenes and like more expression for the characters. This looks sick.
我と共に戦う者は一人残らず見果てぬ場所へ迎え入れてやる。
何のために人は生きる。いつか分かる時が来る。
Looks like the Lord of the Rings animated movie. Oh yeah, you're right.
スカーレット、生きろ。
It's beautiful though. Damn. Okay, now I need to know. Okay. Studio. Oh, it's from Sony! That explains a lot. So Sony is also behind Spider-Verse, but also K-pop Demon Hunters. Like, their 3D animation is phenomenal. So this is the anime side of things. Yeah, no, that makes so much sense now. Okay, let's... I'm just gonna be picky now. Because I want to watch the good stuff. Oh, should I make the subtitles a little bigger? Options, font size, 100%, 75.
生まれたてか死にかけには聞こえるんだろう。お前たちが来た日のことよーく覚えてるぜ。
あんたはなんで私といてくれるんだい？
賑やかな方がいいだろう。
とにかくこれからは土地の奪い合いだ。
I like the art style, but I think it's gonna be really sad.
いつまで言ってんだか。
一緒にいたかった。それを伝えたことあるか？なかったな。めんどくせえ生き物だな。
I think this might be a really good movie. Okay. Oh my god, it looks like a library. Ooh, Idolist 7 is getting a new movie. Nice.
Descended from a long line of book collectors.
Oh my god, it's AI again. Can I just hide this channel? Is that an option? Hide channel, thank you so much. There's no trailer, okay. Learn now, if I have trouble finding a trailer, I will not be able to watch it regardless.
お母さん、お元気ですか？僕は死んだ仲間の勇姿を手紙にする功績係をしています。過酷ですが、きっと日本に帰ります。
生き残ろうぜ、たまる。
うん。
The art style is quirky.
ペリリュー、楽園のゲルニカ。
No idea what this is. Oh, absolutely looks fantastic, but like, yeah, I have no idea. Oh, this looks interesting. Because the year behind it looks like it is a remake of something, and obviously there is nothing there. Great. Okay, let me go back up. I think there's a lot of fun stuff here still. Where did we leave off? It's Guy Quartet, yeah. Everything for chibi, yeah, that makes sense. My awkward senpai. Oh my god, she looks awesome. Just goes, there's no subtitles. Well, the subtitles are not working.
今日から新人が一人うちに配属になるんだよ。カンナワさんに教育係をお願いしたいと思ってね。
I want to ask God for education.
ですか。真剣嫌だ。よりによってなして
Wait, so it's just a really pretty woman working a 9 to 5 and getting more responsibility than she wants. Oh, have a good workout. Have fun, Bruce, at the gym. I like this show because they're also very ready to make the guy character look interesting. Fun? What the fuck? I can wish you very much fun in the gym. It can be fun. Oh my god, I love that all of the main characters have two colored hair. I hope this will be in Crunchyroll. This looks actually a lot of fun. Character designs like this is only usually high school age characters, right? This looks fun! Chitose-kun wa ramena. Chitose is in a ramen bottle. Okay, this seems like it adds to the lore of the channel. Mamoru sinks into the ramen bottle. He admires the marble in the ramen bottle. That's funny.
もしよければお付き合いしましょうか。言いたいことも言ったし、また明日から楽しく頑張りましょう。旦那、私のキャラでリボンが似合うと思うかしら。西野飛鳥だよ。
I like the art style. I like the character designs.
俺を取り巻く世界は今日もつつがなく平和だし、すべてが出会いの予感に満ちている。いつか大人になった時、きっと泣きたくなるほどに愛おしくて、ちょっとだけ恥ずかしくなる日々が。この先に待っていると信じたくなるほどに。
This looks cute! It's still a bit jarring to have like anime coming out that are making references to, well, more modern or popular stuff, right? And I know older anime did that all the time, but like if you look back and you're like, okay, no, that makes sense for the era, right? But to have it like actually come out in real time is a bit jarring. Same with like the boba in To Your Eternity. Let me take a bite from my energy bar. Meh.
その鬼と初めて会ったのは満開の桜の木の下だった。私を隔離用の宿天神屋へとさらい、あろうことか祖父の借金の方として私を花嫁にすると言った。結婚なんて嫌よ。おじいちゃんの借金私が働いて返すわ。
I love her.
こうして食事どころ夕顔を開き、隔離所での暮らしが始まって、いろいろなことがあったけど、料理に込めた思いが私とあやかしたちをつなぎ合わせてくれました。
I love this. Gully Pop is right. Hey, I'm not gonna marry you. I'm just gonna work for it.
私を支えてくれる仲間もいます。
葵さん。
葵ちゃん、葵ちゃん、葵様。私にとってここは大切な居場所。
おかえり、葵。
ただいま。隔離用の宿飯に10月放送開始。さあ、おもてなしの時間よ。
Like, I'm impressed by the fact that this is season 2. I didn't even know there was a season 1. We do this every 3 months for the last few years. Unless season 1 is older. Fascinating. Let me hide this channel because they always have the wrong.
私から
The manga was from April 2015 to March 2022. Yeah, but I mean the first season of the anime. Like, there's so much manga that comes out I've never heard of, right? But we have done these anime trailer reaction streams for years. Anime's first season was from 2018. Yeah, so it was before, since we do this.
私から見たカボくんってね、本当は強烈にものすごくやりたいことがあるけど、それが出せなくて苦しんでる感じがする。
なんで踊りたいの？
好きだから。
Oh, I love the art style.
言葉がなくても伝わってくる。なんかすごく。
Oh, I love. Okay, I have a thing for anime that explore an art piece, like an art style, where someone that is completely new to it finds some style of art and like finds who he really is, or finds a way to finally express parts of himself. So like, this might be dance, but like we have Blue Period, where someone who is like a real delinquent, who stays up drinking all night, and then goes to school and sleeps in class, right? Has to start thinking about what to do for college. And then suddenly finds art, learns how to do art completely from zero, but realizes how much passion he has for that. And like, this is me. And it's beautiful. And I think My Dress Up Darling is also one of those things, where obviously the main character, Marin Kitagawa, already is a cosplayer, and she knows she loves that. But the main character, Gojo, who usually works on Hina dolls, like a really old school style of dolls from Japan, with his grandpa to take over the business one day, right? He learns that he can apply everything he loves about Hina dolls to cosplay too, and learns this whole new community and whole new art style. But I also love things like, how do you call it? Oshinoko. Even though it's a lot darker and a lot sadder and less like inspiring than what I just described. it still explores art industries. And I love that so much. There was also something else I watched, and it had like manga in it as like the main art style or like art industry. I just really love that, especially if the character figuring out that he likes art is an emotionally repressed guy. And I don't know what it says about me, because there's definitely something about me to be said about that. Honestly, I had a revelation with that recently, like, oh, musicals are actually a thing that make my energy thrive. Or like music in general. But I love art in all ways and shapes. Like, I love books because the art of writing is amazing, but I have been in love with animated TV shows since I was a small child. And not just like anime, but like all kinds of animation. And there's like Western adult animation that, and I don't really mean South Park and The Simpsons and stuff, because that's more like TV adult animation, but like stuff on Netflix. What is a good example? God, good question. Or stuff that is like a remake of something that was originally for kids, but now the remake is made so that both kids and people that would have loved the original but are now older, obviously, also love it. Like She-Ra is a good example of that. There is like a really specific vibe to that I'm so here for. But yeah, music is one of those things I really love. I sing to myself all the time. I wanted to make music content for a long time. Like, I react to music, but I know nothing about it. And then the other day, I recorded myself singing for TikTok. It's on my YouTube channel too. Only like 20 people have seen it or something. I don't know how many people have seen it now. But it's like me singing a short snippet of the first song in Jorge's next musical based on the Iliad, which will be a prequel to Epic the Musical. And it made me feel really good. So I love art. I love art in all ways. And I see content creation as an art style as well. Yeah, sorry, I got derailed. But dancing is absolutely one of those things too.
音に従っているうちはまだぬるい。音ならこっちが支配してやるよ。お前みたい。
Oh, this is also a favorite trope of mine. So, like, the main character is an emotionally repressed guy that learns that art style and actually learns to express himself. But then there's an antagonist that's already in the industry that's also emotionally repressed, but just the other way around. Okay, he's cute. Oh, the art style of the 3D models is very similar to Plave. That works so well.
なんで今まで気づかなかったんだろう。ワンダさんのおかげで気づけた。動かなくていい。音楽に動かされていればいい。何も考えなくていい。
Oh, so the main character is called Wanda, and she loves dancing, so the title of the anime is One Dance. That's cute. Is this title of this anime just a Pokemon reference? Or like a reference to a meme that's based on Pokemon? You know how in Pokemon there's like, oh, a wild Bidoof appeared, right? And in internet culture that just became a running joke of sorts. Where if like someone shows up in an internet space or whatever and it's like, oh, a wild Ezzy popped up or a wild Ezzy appeared. Even Discord, if you join a Discord server and you have one of those randomized messages, like automatic randomized messages, one of them is a wild insert name here appeared. That's funny. Okay, okay. More monster meat eating.
魔獣をほふる変わり者と噂の残虐非道の狂血公爵だけどなんて美しい人。十分に下処理さえすればどんな魔物だって美味しくいただける。
私にも食べさせてもらえないだろうか、魔物の。
This is like standard fantasy medieval romance, but with a gimmick to it.
こんな風に魔物を狩ることができたらどんなに素敵かしら。悪事記令嬢と狂血公爵。2025年10月から。
This is very Delicious and Dungeon coded. It's like romance. Let's see if I can find non-fantasy stuff because we've watched a whole bunch of that already. Uh...
それ。なるほど、見覚えがあるんですね。
あんたやっぱりトワサを知ってるんだろ。
お気の毒ですが禁足事項ですので。
I love her character design.
私はアンドロイドです。夕暮れと申します。
夕暮れは何のために作られた？
禁足事項です。
大マギトワサはどこ？
禁足事項です。
It kind of reminds me of the newer seasons of Pokemon, that art style. But also the character designs a little bit.
普通に考えたら死んでいるよ。
愛とは実に不可解なものですね。
本当の愛っていうのは。
アキラ、あなたへの愛と感謝は永遠よ。私のことは。
This oddly looks a lot of fun. Hi Ichi, welcome in. How have you been? I've been great. Just really busy with my upcoming move.
機械は人間を好きになれると思う？大好きですよ。
I wanted to say it's really cute, and then she started to cut. Alive, so I'm good. Good.
君は真実の愛を見つけられたかい？本当に大切なものはおのずとわかるさ。
This looks fun.
トワサが。トワの夕暮れ。9月25日第0話。 10月2日から第1話。毎週木曜深夜0時26分放送開始。すみません、遅れました。
毎朝言ってるけど大丈夫？
骨にひび入っちゃった。
教科書忘れちゃって。
じゃあ机くっつけようか。
やだ。矢野くんが毎日怪我作って学校に来てるからめちゃくちゃ心配になっちゃって。
I mean, clumsy guys are pretty attractive.
心配っていうかもう好きじゃん。絶対ラブだよね。
よそ見してると怪我するぞ。
グラタン占いで大
Again, I love the art style.
全然大丈夫だよ。
矢野くんが自分の体質に遠慮してやりたい。
I can definitely tell that within the shoujo mangas, there's definitely a lot more experimental art styles. I think the standardized thing is really shonen.
僕、高校生らしい生活送ってみたい。
矢野くん、どうぞ。
美味しい。吉田さんがペアでよかった。
This is so sweet.
私も仲良さげじゃん。でも矢野くんにとって私はまだ。
矢野はさ、吉田のことどう思ってんの？
Just to make sure I'm not crazy, right? It's really easy to spot the difference between a shoujo romance and a shonen romance. And it isn't just that the show is basically from the perspective of the girl. It's just like the whole relationship is so different. Like, the girl actually has personality. And isn't just like cute girl doing cute girl things, right? Or being one of the tropes like a tsundere or kudere or whatever. Like actually feels like a person. Love that. I'm kind of like skipping over the stuff that looks basic, if that's the right word.
まさか本当に作れるとは。俺が一番嫌いな人間がどういうやつか教えてやろうか。
This sounds so serious.
故に俺に嘘をついた人間は社会的に殺す。
こんなの聞いてない。いくら私が人間らしくないとはいえ、こんなのバレるに決まってる。
But she's pretending to be a robot maid?
ロボットのメイドさんとかマジすげえ。赤く。
ちょっと待って。これ本当にさっきと同じ人物？
俺は感情を持たない無機物しか信用。
I have to say, you can figure out someone's real personality by how they treat like robots and AI. Because if someone is like really sweet or like kind, like treats them kind of like human or close enough, that's like such a different experience than if someone's like, oh, but it's like, it's a robot. So it doesn't feel, so we don't have to be polite. We can ask it for anything. Or like here, where someone is super serious and basically turns into a super excited, like fanboy, like, oh my god, this is a robot maid? That's so cool, and she's cute too. Like personality switch, right? I would be scared. Just a little bit.
さすが金属製品。
本当です。ロボットメイドです。
All fun and games until it starts trying to do other
その
things.
無表情な顔も可愛いと思っているぞ。行くぞ。
そんなこと言われたの、生まれて初めてです。
Crazy. Oh, and now they have the playlist up.
というもの。
Crazy! I was looking for this playlist yesterday. And it wasn't there. And now it's there? There's so much in here. Well, let's take it from the top then. Where was this playlist 3 hours ago?
ご存知ですか？
おっさんがカンナちゃんの父親？
つうわけでよ、カンナを連れて帰るぜ。
人間の価値観覚えて出直してこい。小林さん！
お父さん、私やるから褒めて。
仲間としての責任を果たせ。
カンナちゃんがいなくなった。
I'm scared Breeze again. I know he's gone, but
お父さんたちが勝つ。そしたらきっと
ドラゴンの精神に大人も子供もない。求められるのは強さだけだ。
カンナちゃんを追うよ。
私は小林さんを守りきれるのだろうか。
お父さん、私の声届かないのかな。
I didn't know that Kobayashi's Dragon Maid was sad. Inexpressive and expressive. Oh god.
なんだ今の動き。
何か仕掛けてきそうな顔してたから。
どんな顔だよ。
うす。
今日こそは顔に出させてやる。笑ってやがる。いつも
He's cute.
太田何やってんの？好きだからちょっかい出しちゃうんだって。ちげえよ。
あげる。よかったら食べて。
顔に出てんぞ太田。
でも太田のそんなとこが好きだよ。
Kind of adorable.
いいか？これはデートじゃねえ。
This is just some Bakugo fanfiction or something.
赤くなってなかったか？太田はわかりやすいんだけどな。うるせえ。
なんで柏田さんにこんなに反応するんだろう。
何笑ってんだよ。そういうのじゃねえから。
そういうの？
こいつやっぱりわかりづらい。
Cute, adorable.
なんだよ。
来年も一緒に見ようね。
マスター、私がストレンジクリーフにマスターに出会って5年。私本当に幸せです。やりましたよ、クライさん。ついに白剣の集い。
Oh my god. You know how I was praising the one trailer for having the character be accessorized so he didn't look the same? Why does this guy look the exact same as that one guy? It is a different anime, I'm pretty sure.
その依頼書を持って北のグラディスの領地へ向かえ。
絶対嫌だ。逃げよう。遠いところへ。
Just because you said it, yeah.
クライちゃんとデートの外に出かけるなんて久しぶり。ちょっとお姉ちゃん、勝手に触らないでよ。
あの男、町からも逃げ出すとは。
一刻も早くクライさんたちに追いつく必要があります。空難禁止。
バカンスだから。
バカンスとか言って、一体どんな試練が待ってるんですか？マスター。新たに旅が始まる。マスター、私らひどい。
試練？
能力を低く保つこと
The
で。
character designs are interesting. But what's something that always bothers me is that in shows like this, the guys have so many body types and the girls are just the same, just different heights. I'm pretty sure it's a different one. Because that other one was a lot darker in tone. And a lot more epic, a lot more magic based, right? Well, the magic here is a little bit more on the background. That's crazy. Oh, we watched this one. Touring after the apocalypse. Why is it slightly blurry? Is that the bloom effect that's doing that? Okay, this looks like fun. Cute. Oh, season 2 of Togen Anki already? So like, Togen Anki is from the current season. And this is Narima arc, so it means that like, it's kind of a season 2, or maybe it's like season 1 part 2, the Narima arc? But that's quick!
朝一から弾丸で見学だ。覚悟しとけ。無駄のさんご一行ですね。練馬に入った時点
I've
で
watched a couple episodes of this and it's actually pretty good.
こんなクソガキどもの子守か。最前線で
They already upgraded the art style? Hold on. Hold on. I'm confused now because Togen Anki trailer? What's this? Dark Moon, that looks cool. Trailer season 1. Surely I'm like not seeing things, right?
シキ、お前は鬼の血をつい。
大学校でいい。
Like this looks like a lot more basic art style, right? You see, this is a lot more like standard. Like this could have come from any anime, and I would have like, okay, fair enough. I would have believed it. Oh, did I? Well, rip. Am I crazy? There's a difference. Why is okay? YouTube, please. It's subtle, but it's there.
無駄のさんご一行ですね。練馬に入った時点で情報は入っています。
今はこんなクソガキどもの子守か。最前線で戦ってるのは偵察部隊だ。
Maybe they got a lot more budget for the second season, even though it's airing back to back. Because in the first season they had to use a lot of 3D animation for the action. And it was in the trailer. And here there's none so far.
鬼の血液反応を感知しました。
人を傷つける鬼は処分します。けど人を救う鬼は殺しません。自分ルールです。
Yeah, this smells like a budget upgrade. But it's crazy that it airs back to back.
いつだって俺の道を示す。
楽しく殺し合って生を感じる。それで人生最高だろ。
俺ら鬼に安全地帯なんかね。
Huh. I'm impressed, actually.
だからやらせてくれ。気合い入れろよ。もし僕と夏が敵同士で戦場であったらどうする？
It's funny how these studios can make beautiful anime, but when it comes to just typography, they just use like a basic font with a gradient on it. Oh my god, YouTube, please! Like, look at this. It even looks squished as well. Look at it. It's just a glow with a gradient on it. That's crazy. I fell in a boss battle of my own? Huh.
ルファスになってね。
ルファス様、200年の間ずっとルファス様のご帰還をお待ちしていました。
ディーナが世が去った後何があったのかを教えてくれぬか。
はい。12星点は全員
Imagine being reincarnated as a boss.
これより12星点を集める旅に出る。バカなことをしている奴がいたら世の責任で止めるぞ。
Cute maid girls with guns. I'm sold. I have a feeling there are a few animes that go retro with the art style and I like it. Oh, absolutely. But yeah, let's just say, like, the older art styles are becoming retro, so they're fun and cool again. Like, I remember there was a whole time that people wanted to go away from those old art styles, and that people were actively not getting published because they still had them, or that art styles were changed when the manga got turned into an anime, right? And now it's fun again. It's so weird. Like, being part of a community long enough to see those changes is hilarious. Oh, that's loud. Okay, I don't understand why YouTube is so slow.
青函高校線 DQO 一つ問題が起きてるんだ。その問題が解決しない限りこのままじゃ到着はできない。永遠にね。
Oh, this is 3D animated with a low frame rate. I like it. Oh my god, it's just Among Us anime.
一人は人間じゃない。グノーシアになった者は人を襲い消滅させるの。そのグノーシアがこの中にいる。会議で一人を選んでコールドスリープし、グノーシアを凍らせられれば。
This is just Among Us the anime with cute anime girls. Wait, sick.
戻ってる。2回目。だからわかるんだ。グノーシアは。ユーリ様。お慕いしております。誰だ。
たとえ同じ時間を繰り返したとしても結果も変わっているということさ。
グノーシアを排除しなくちゃ。このループからは脱出できないんだ。始めようか。私たちが生き残るための話し合いを。
Link Toasty, Siguru? It's like the people that made Tokyo Ghoul opening make ending for this anime. My grammar went out the window. I am just... Oh, sick. I love that band. This is time loop Among Us. The character designs are crazy. Huh. Sick. This is actually sick. Little Miss Vampire can suck, right?
ミステリアスな雰囲気と圧倒的な存在感で
That's crazy.
注目の的。モブの俺が関わることはないだろうと思っていたのだが。
ママになっちゃう。
What is happening?
"甘やかすだけが教育じゃないんだ。いただきまーす。吸血鬼はかっこよくないとダメなの。
気にしなくていいって。
I'm confused by what's happening.
練習に付き合うって決めたし。
よーし。
そう、その調子だよ、石川さん。
テレビアニメちゃんと吸えない吸血鬼ちゃん。10月放送開始。
So, like, I know that there, like, and I am one of those people. A vampire sucking your blood is, like, attractive, right? It's like a trope. And people find that hot. That's why vampires are usually hot and, like, it's kind of erotic every time a vampire bites someone they're not, like, with the intention to kill. And so far, in any media, that's incorrect. But I have not unpacked how much, like, of a, like, a layer of fetish there's to that until I saw this. And I wanted to judge, and then I'm like, no, I'm not better than that. I'm not even, like, remotely better than that. But it's like, because... Maybe because he is talking about raising her. It's like he's, like, a parental figure, and then he's, like... enjoying it in a sensual way, and then he's blushing because she's a cute girl as well. I feel like that's like 5 more layers. I don't even know what to say anymore. Oh! Remember what I said about anime that depict like an art medium? This is about mangas.
そう、奴の手持ちの中で私は最弱。自分のネームは遅れるくせに返事は即レス求めて催促するなんていうめんどくさいやつだと思われたくないだろ。
でもまあ
That's so real.
ちゃんと上がったし、時間をかけただけあるよ。いいんじゃない？下見先生、いいから仕事して。なあもう好きな子に初めてメール送る中学生ですか？
貴様に何がわかる？最近コミックス出て重版もかかった貴様にこの気持ちがわかるか？
書き文字に白筆つけて見やすくするとかアシスタントして初めて知りましたし、それに嬉しかったんです。
大丈夫ですよ、二人先生。一緒に考えましょう。そのために私いるんですし。絶対所さん褒められたい、褒められないとポメラニアン、自己肯定感最弱でさ、褒める価値バレフレ。
A workplace comedy. I'm starting to love these a lot because I'm obviously long past my high school days, right? But I also like, I don't know. Even though I'm a lot older than high school age, it's still fun to watch anime in that range. But I'm also realizing how immature some things are because they're really, really aimed at only the younger audiences, right? Or people that are just mentally stuck there. So to have workplace stuff where the characters don't even act that much different, right? But because it's based around work and like an industry and there's like money involved and responsibilities, the undertone changes. And it's no longer just like innocent people having crushes and doing weird stuff, but like suddenly they become actual people. It's like the one that we saw earlier with the girl with the like two-toned hair, like the blonde and like the pink. That she was like, she has like a 9-to-5 office job and she suddenly got responsibility she didn't want. I'm like, I love that too. And most of it is really comfort and silly and not deep and just relaxing time. Yeah, but I still feel like sometimes I'm watching something I'm not meant to watch or something. I don't know. Because it just feels weird. Because sometimes the way they treat the characters in like a, well, less appropriate manner is perfectly fine for actual high schoolers to watch. And I feel like I am imposing on that, right? Like I'm like, I'm not supposed to watch this, and I'm uncomfortable because I'm older. I don't know. Is that, maybe that's just a me thing? I don't know.
担当さんの美しさが何か関係あるんですか？だからつまりテレビアニメ「笑顔の絶えない職場」です。10月放送開始。
Hello. Cute. We've watched that one.
毎朝言ってるけど大丈夫？
Come on, please.
母様、
That is a hero, mom is a spirit, I'm a reincarnator. Oh god.
その昔何代か前に精霊の怒りを買い、王族は呪いを受けることになったのよ。以来王家は毎年精霊祭という名のお祭りをするの。精霊に許してほしいと願ってね。でも年月が経って自分たちの先祖が精霊の怒りを買った理由すら忘れてしまった。呪い。
ありがとう。
あまり他の男どもの目には入れたくないのだけど。
あらまあ。
ごらん、あれが王家だ。
第一王子のお坊ちゃんは賢そうね。
腹黒さんと直接お話が。
Why do some of these people look like Genshin characters?
なぜ王家と精霊が契約できないのか、その謎を解き明かしてくれるに違いないからね。
エレンは王家に目をつけられた。
待っていたよロベル。そして小さなお姫様、紹介しよう。ガディエル、12歳。
お会いできて光栄です。
あなたちゃんとエレンちゃんを守ってね。
俺の娘に触れるな。
ねえエレン、君はあれからどうして。
You ever just watch a trailer or something and like the premise is just really, really cool, but then the execution is like just not your taste? Because what do you mean? This is a kingdom where they piss off the spirits so badly that a lot of people die. So they have to do a yearly festival to appease to the spirits to leave them alone. But as generations pass, people forget why they're doing the festival, and like the interest and the intensity and sincerity around the festival wane, and then the spirits become a problem again, and they're trying to save the princess who is half human, half spirit, who can save the world. That sounds fire if you look at put it like that, and it's just really, I don't know. It's a romance between a 10-year-old and a 12-year-old.
私に魂たちを解放する力があるのでしょうか。
生きてゆけるの。
Tojima wants to be a Kamen Rider? Oh my god. Can you go to the next one?
仮面ライダーが好きだった。彼は俺の唯一無二のヒーローだった。俺は今年40歳になった。ショッカー現る。ショッカーの。
This is also a genre of anime I really love. We have just like some guy who's in his 30s or 40s who is shown to be like, or perceived to be like old, right? Even though they're not old at all. But they're basically like just pathetic men that are suddenly getting a revival in life and something interesting, and they have to deal with that, right? Kaiju number 8 is like, in a way, like that as well. Like the main character is in his 30s and he's like canonically a lot older than everyone else in that field of work. And he just starts. Well, his childhood best friend already is a commander, right? And I think, yeah, the rookie is similar too. Like, some guy in his 40s just decides to be a police officer. Pathetic old man. Learning something new in life. I don't know, I like it.
俺の敵はショッカーだ。俺のはごっこじゃないから本気だから。
電波人間スタック。
見えるか V3 がライダーマン。現実には存在しないことはもう分かっている。仮面ライダーになれるわけないのに。
はっきり
Is it all cosplay?
ショッカーは存在します。
And then suddenly it's real.
ショッカー。俺も戦う仮面ライダーだから。
I love this. This is great. This is also for a really specific audience that grew up with Kamen Rider and wanted to be one as well. Shabake. If it plays, would be great.
三春屋の永吉のところへ行ってくるよ。
先ほど知らせが来ましてね。では若旦那、主催を話していただきましょうか。
おや、いしたろ。
So like, I'm not in a position that I can judge cultural fashion because I have seen what they did in the Netherlands over the centuries, and I'm like, God. But every time I'm watching like some period piece on Japan and they have the middle of their head shaved, I don't see it. But it has like some real reasoning behind it. And I think there's, is it Christianity or Catholicism? But they also do that. They have like really like almost like a bowl cut, but like the top of their head is shaved. So it looks really weird. At least they have long enough hair to like put in a ponytail or put in a braid or whatever. It's also interesting that different cultures end up doing the same thing with their hair.
昨日の夜、東屋に行ったんだよ。
急に血の匂いがしてきたんです。
若旦那、人殺しに行き合ったんですって。
この事件は私たちじゃなけりゃどうにもできないことかもしれないよ。
夕方までにはお戻りを。
私が訪ねた店では誰も知りませんでした。
誰がなんでこんなことをしているのやら。殺された男の名が分かったよ。
ここであやかしが関わってくるんだ。
闇金にお気をつけよ。
Is it Natsuki Hanai voicing that character?
お前さんたちだけじゃないんだよ。
若旦那はどこへ行ったんだ。あんな思いは二度とごめんで。
まずいことになったらお前だけ逃げるんだよ。
お気をつけになって。
いつまで若旦那に隠しておけるかね。
世の中願っ。
Okay, before we get the credits, I've got to look it up. Shabake voice cast. Huh, no. Interesting.
でもどうにも叶わないこともあるんだ。
Sounds similar though.
ここで逃げたら行こう。
Oh, cute. Okay, my dog is barking, so let me go check in on her for a bit. And I'll run another ad so I don't get interrupted before the end of the stream. See you in a bit. It's hilarious how my dog, who is like the size of a cat, just becomes so like protective of the house when there's nobody downstairs. And starts barking about all the small things outside. And then you come into a room and she is so proud of herself. Being like, look, Dad. I protected everyone. Aren't you proud of me? And it's adorable. But sometimes I'm like, you're barking like there is some massive threat. And it's the cat from the neighbors you've seen hundreds of times. If there's nobody downstairs, sounds like whatever they did worked. Yeah. Like, I love how she goes crazy when there's like a hedgehog outside, right? I understand that because like, what even is that pointy ass dog doing out there? I would start barking too if I didn't know what it was. Yeah, no, it's cute little doggo. Oh my god, YouTube, what is wrong with you? There's definitely an add-on that's slowing everything down. Dragon Raja 2, The Mourner's Eyes.
この日が来るのが遅けりゃよかったのに。
I don't know what the background music is, but it's fine.
敵が何だろうが切ればいいんだよ。
ようやくゲームが始まる。
先輩すぐに着くから待ってて。
また雨が降ったよ。
ズーハン、俺が言った話を忘れるなよ。俺を信じろ。
知ってるだろ。
This looks sick.
俺は6年も待った。
How is there more sauce to the animation than solo leveling? To be fair, I've only seen solo leveling season 1. People said season 2 is even better. This is gorgeous. Yeah, no, it's another Chinese anime. That explains so much. It's like, Korean animation is really quirky, but not really what you'd expect to be large scale and what people would watch a large scale. Japanese, obviously, it's really mainstream nowadays, but Chinese is like getting up and up. But I think what went wrong with solo leveling is it's a Korean webcomic, but it was adapted by a Japanese studio. So I think it lost some of the sauce in the translation process, literally and figuratively. Yeah, the hair physics, but like just the general physics. Like Lord of Mysteries is one of the most beautifully animated, like anime adjacent things I've seen. It's impressive. Is this an idol anime? Is this... This feels like a VTuber group, if anything.
どんな事態に陥っても常に完璧なパフォーマンスを提供する。それが
私たちシービスに課せられた使命。
夜までに蹴りつけようぜ。なんだよそりゃ。んなこと言ってる場合か。
真面目にやってよリーダー。
It really feels like a VTuber group with how all over the place the character designs are. Yeah, this is also a trope I love. Pop stars leading a double life of like some fantasy protectors. Sick. Oh, Spy Family Season 3. We watched that, right? Yeah. Oh my god, YouTube! Get it together! I'm hoovering over it. It doesn't do anything. Hey, yeah. Yeah, there we go.
宮廷魔法師アレク・ユグレット、お前はクビだ。卒業してから4年ずっと支えてきたつもりだった。だが
アレク、アレク、僕と来てほしい。君の力が必要なんだ。
役立たずの元
I mean, uses escort magician.
話してみれば。
It's like, I know that magician has like a similar root as like mage. And in fantasy settings, it probably like means the same or similar. But because with the real world, the context of the word magician is someone that does like theater magic, right? By like the sawing someone in half type of magic, the mirror tricks magic. That's usually what we call a magician. So it sounds silly because if he says, I was a court magician, it sounds like you were a court jester. If anything, you were just there to like do some of your magic tricks to keep people entertained. Well, I think they mean court mage, which is a lot more relevant in the context of like court stuff in these fantasy settings, where there's just always like a mage around that can help with like the magic of things or putting wards around the castle or whatever. But naming a magician just makes it sound so unserious.
頼りにしてるわ主席さん始めよう新しい伝説をあの日の続き
Wow, that's pretty.
今の俺は宮廷魔法師じゃない平民と手を取り合えだとふざけるな
もっと描き続けることができるわよアレクならもっと
I appreciate that they're giving the main character, even though he has black hair, like the amber eyes and like the non-black clothes, so he doesn't look like a fucking clone, a curacy clone. Let's play.
人生はゲーム最難関のクエストだらけの一体どうやってプレイ
This just looks like an MMORPG.
小さい頃からゲームが大好きだった大学ではコンピューターサイエンスを学び勉強
Okay, this art style is also adorable. Ruminate.
そして出来上がったルミネイトは私の大切な宝物それなのに
もしこのゲーム開発者が見ていたら伝えたいことがあるこんなひどいゲームをプレイしたのは初めて
When I read something about this, so she's just a game developer and like an indie game developer, and then some YouTuber just trash reviews it. God, too realistic.
マーシャルローの配信見た
ひでえゲームだったよな
とにかくマーシャルローに伝えるのあなたはプレイ方法を間違えてるって
すみません
この声マーシャル信じられない
Okay, that's so funny. I've like this is obviously played out for the story, right? But there's definitely have been cases where a streamer that's like trashing an anonymous like game developer or a writer or something else, that they actually end up meeting in real life, but the streamer doesn't know because the other person is anonymous and that other person recognizes them, right? And like I've heard about this happening behind the scenes too. I think with VTubers as well. So obviously I cannot really comment on the details, but this is definitely shit that happens. But it's just funnier because they're trying to play this off as a romance, right? Well, usually it's just really, really awkward.
おはようお隣さん
眩しい
サム今度の休みハイキングに行かないか
これってまさかデート
おはようミス・ヤングあなたは次期 CEO です個人的な感情に流されてはいけません
人生はゲームそれも
Again, an anime with characters that are older.
サム様だ
ファーストステージ攻略レッツプレイクエストだらけのマイライフ
Is it that 100% science-based dragon MMO that was popular? Well, I haven't heard about that actually. Okay, we've watched this too. Come on, please. YouTube, please. Gatherer's Adventure in Isekai. Okay, I like the music.
ここからどうしよう探査魔法発動
It's just impressive how they can make the main characters look the same. Like, you can tell that they're trying, but like not succeeding. Okay, this seems wholesome. But like there's at least 2 anime this season that have a similar premise. Or is it 3? And then the princess that life monster meet.
テレビアニメ素材採取家の異世界旅行記2025年
Cute.
10月より放送開始
Okay, we've seen that one as well. I'm gonna try and turn off some. Oh my god. Gonna see if I can turn off some how do you call it? Browser extensions. Extensions and themes. Colorзilla, control panel for Twitter. Control panel for limit Twitter. This is control panel for Twitter. Okay, so I have multiple. And maybe I could turn that off. Yeah, I've got like no reels, no YouTube Shorts plugin. I've got improvements on YouTube UI plugin. I like a bunch of things, and I also have an extension that allows you to take screenshots. That's all disabled, so why would it slow down? And then there's also YouTube that's like using the back end to slow down like people's browsers if they're using adblock, but I've got adblock disabled on YouTube. Like adblock is still enabled, but I have it disabled on YouTube because I have premium, right? What the hell is it like slowing everything down so badly? You see this? That's so bad.
この場面知ってる投獄される展開呼ばれる名前も私を指してる間違いない私転生してるこのまま
Reincarnated as a villainess, oh god.
この先生き残るには詳しい設定を思い出さなければ私はあなたのお姉ちゃんなんだからあなたが笑うためなら何だってしてあげるマジ天使じゃん
オーアルコノハ様に何かあったら俺はそいつを殺さずにはいられなかったでしょう
近づくな殺人鬼
大丈夫だ必ず助けてみせるから命に変えても
メインヒーローギロフォード
僕の前ではありのままの嫌なで
Wait, is this something she wrote herself?
ローズ王国ハイドランジア隊所属、副隊長シャノークレマチス警察です
すごい悪意を感じるリアナとこうして過ごせるなんて
No, she definitely no. I'm mixing it up with something else.
ソルが負けることはないと
あいつは僕が始末してあげるからね
伯爵令嬢が盗み聞きか今すぐ事情聴取だ
私のバカこれは私の黒歴史の中で私が作り上げた世界現実の私にとって空想でも
Oh wait, no, it is actually her own fantasy world.
私が考えた運命の物語私が今書き直せテレビアニメ平成悪女の黒歴史
Interesting.
2025年放送開始
I'm gonna crash out. I'm generally gonna crash out. Plus size misadventures and love.
このまま死にたい神様
次はもっと私
I also don't know what this loading thing is up top.
肌が白くて瞳は子犬のように潤んでまるで眠りから覚めた白雪姫みたい。かわいい。奇跡ね。亡くなったのは記憶の一部だけ。なんて運がいいの。何これ。まさか盗撮。あなたどうしたの。
出勤前はいつもこうだから。
I'm confused.
あらやだ、クマができてる。せっかくの綺麗な顔が台無しになっちゃうわ。
面白い人だね。
I don't know if I'm like too woke for this. I'm being like, is this trying to make fun of fat people, or is this like body positivity? Because I can't help but notice that the way she is drawn, just like aside from being plus sized, is very different than the rest of the characters. And I've seen it a lot in anime where the character starts being plus size and then becomes hot right after losing weight. And I can tell if they're trying to make fun of it or like that it's used as comedic relief in a slightly fatphobic way. I don't always like thinking like that. But it does always make me question things because fat phobia, misogyny, etc. They're often layers and often not very visible, even though it looks wholesome at the top, and I cannot figure it out.
私またあなたと話したい。
君と友達になりたいと思ってた。
名前聞くの忘れてたわ。でもそれくらいがロマンチックかも。
Surely there's somebody else that is seeing the same thing as me, right?
青山警察署の谷川と申します。
殺人
Huh? Bro just died, okay? Fair enough. Otherworldly Munchkin. Let's speedrun the dagger dungeon with only 1 HP. Okay. So it's a TTRPG. But this is like actually happening? Or this is like the animated version of a TTRPG campaign. Munchkin.
うるさい。死ね。
This is like a variation of an Iron Man run in some games. Like, Iron Man runs typically is like going to max level without dying once. And sometimes with other limitations. Like in World of Warcraft, that also means you cannot trade with other people and you cannot buy things from the auction house. Like everything you're using, you have to acquire on your own. Because otherwise, if you can just buy everything with gold from your alt characters, then it's really easy to do an Iron Man run. Or like, well, not really easy, but a lot easier. So I wonder if this like Munchkin thing is... Or like, in World of Warcraft, you can freeze a character on a specific level. And you call that a twink. Which is funny, because twinks are also something else. I don't know if that's related, but it's funny. So maybe Munchkin, like, speedrunning dungeons with only 1 HP. Oh yeah, and there's also, like, in Souls-like games, where people are trying to beat bosses without getting hit once. And I imagine this is, like, similar.
俺はどんなしょぼい罠でも一発で死んでしまう。
神はきっと助けてくださるわ。姉様、待っていて。殺しますわよ。
てか、なんで HP1 のままなんだよ。
Oh, he's not even doing it on purpose. He just has a debuff. Hilarious. Come on, YouTube. YouTube, please. Thank you. Okay. We haven't really done double trailers, but I want to watch this one.
やあみんな、マーシャルローチャンネルへようこそ。サム、金曜日の夜空いてる？
おはよう、ミス・ヤング。何かいいことでもありましたか？ど
うしよう。レッツプレイ。クエストだらけの
Second chance at love for the adults that I've forgotten how. That's such a cute tagline. Oh, yeah, the Chainsaw Man movie, Riza arc. I haven't watched this trailer either.
俺の心はマキマさんが見つけてくれた。だから、俺の心はマキマさんだけのもんだ。でも、体が勝手に。
Bro's still horny. Yeah, bro was very horny. Crazy how they improved on the animation. Huh. Yeah, there was like a bit of an uncanniness to the first season. Like, despite the animation being really good, there was like a little uncanniness in their movements, and they seem to have fixed that. Oh, this is sick. This is from the same creator as that anthology that we saw earlier, Tatsuki Fujimoto. This is great. Love this. Oh, next month? Great. Come on. Yeah, we've seen that one. We've seen that one too. Campfire cooking in on the wall. I feel like we're looping the playlist. Yeah, we are done. We're actually done. That's impressive. This was a good stream. So like there were less heavy hitters regarding titles. Like I feel like the summer season had a lot of like really big titles, but I felt like it was almost overwhelming. And this one, like the bigger titles were all like season 2 or 3s of existing things. I don't know what I want to say. Anyway, I think this is good stuff as ever after 4 hours and 5 minutes to just go off. Let's see. Who is streaming that I can raid? Let's rate Dreaming Cannibal. She was in chat earlier. She's playing Disco Elysium. I think this is a good place for me to chuck you. That sounds mean. I don't mean it like that. I'm gonna try and squeeze in another stream between now and getting the keys of the new house, because we're gonna get busy with painting and stuff. But I'll at least try and like schedule some videos and stuff, and I'll try to keep posting daily on TikTok and YouTube Shorts by extension, and Instagram Reels if I remember to upload it there too. So I'm not gonna be not present, but it's gonna be a bit weird because I'm otherwise preoccupied. But it will definitely not be the last stream in this office, because my desk and everything will be the last to be packed. Good luck packing the boxes. Thank you. I'll need it. We're going to IKEA tomorrow. That's gonna be fun. So let's do raid streaming cannibal and call it a day. IKEA, yeah, we were supposed to go last week Saturday, but I woke up sick. I woke up so sick. I could barely get out of bed. That kind of sick. So like, even if I pushed through, I wouldn't have made it to IKEA. Let alone, like if we had to go for something specific, right? Like we just had to go look at something specific, I may have been able to push through, but we wanted to go to like look at like the smaller stuff. Look at lamps, look at rugs, stuff like that. Don't get lost in the candle aisle. Oh, no, I don't get lost there. My mom does. So I have to always like yoink her away from there. Yeah, it's better when you fit for that. Exactly. IKEA is like overwhelming and exhausting even on the best days. And even if you have to like go there for like something specific. Like we went there because we were looking for couches, right? And like we were in there for like 45 minutes, maybe. That was too much. I was so exhausted afterwards. But now this is like the only thing we're gonna do tomorrow. So that's probably helping too. So yeah. Thank you everyone for being here. And we'll see you guys in the next one. Hopefully I have a video that I'm like 95% done. So it might be out tonight. See ya!